with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few. Who can compare with Ronnie Q? So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie in the morning while I'm driving. Ronnie Q. I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie. In the morning when I'm driving.
I apologize for that. Hold on one second. Thank you guys for being here. Please hit the like button. Can you hear me? Let me move my dancing cat. I apologize for that. How you guys? I hope you guys had a great weekend. Oh, let me remove this. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Please hit the like button on your way in. I would greatly appreciate that. Also, don't forget my goals. I have some goals up here today. If you've learned something that you didn't know, you're more than welcome to let me know by hitting my goals. That I've hit my goal to teach you something. So, I'm gonna. I want to talk about something that is really strange. Let me see who's in here this morning. Hey, Miami Popo. Hey, Voodoo. Grand Rising, Black Pearl. Good morning to you all. Nappy Child. Grand Rising to you as well. Cheryl Burnett, it's always good to see you. Mimi 126, I have not seen you anywhere. I hope you have been fine. I hope everything is going well with you. Well with you. Okay. M. Bernadette, she had her birthday party Saturday. And Jill's Comfort Zone had her crafting on Saturday. Now, I had committed to both events, and I couldn't make it to either of the events. And I hear M. Bernadette's event was quite eventful. So I was surprised about that. But then, actually looking who the person who she had, events with, I'm not surprised. Reed and Pisshole. I'm not surprised about either of them. I'm just going to say for myself, I was unable to attend any of the events because I wasn't on YouTube. I was busy, as they say, minding my own business. So I get word that Pizzo was over on her channel dragging in Bernadette's event. And then Pizzo actually had the nerves and the lying audacity to say that Ronnie Hugh didn't even come to her event. And how come this one and that one was not at her event? And Ronnie Hugh, she heard me talking about it. And then it wasn't until she heard me talking about it that she showed up. Actually, no. So, it costs you nothing to tell the truth. I didn't show up at all. If since you're trying to weave uh weave tales, why didn't you just say Ronnie Q didn't show up at all? But you had to lie because that's the first thing that you do. You lie. I was not able to make it to either of the events. So saying that I showed up after you said something about it, where did I show up at? Okay. So then I hear that when I was modding for her on yesterday in Bernadette, I hear that it was a little scuff up between Reed and her. Something about Reed wrote a title. Well, this is how she put it. She said Reed showed up at her birthday party, and then she noticed that she went live with a title, "I'm bored," and then let me drag pizza or something to that effect. Okay, so well, she didn't say pizza. She said little dirt or something. I don't know, whatever. So, uh, so she felt a way about that. Like, well, why could you just wait until my little birthday party's over? You taking people with you out in the chat. Da da da. That's how she's felt about it. So she wrote something on her community wall, and then all of a sudden, Reed had a hard time trying to figure out who she was speaking on, because if it's not what do they say? If it's not directed, it's not respected, or it wasn't respected in the first place because you had to crawl your ass over there on your channel trying to make content out of somebody who's supposed to be your homie, who's supposed to be, since you a girl's girl, you crawled your girl's girl ass over there trying to make content out of your girl. Okay, but I digress. Okay, so hey DC Kool-Aid, grand rising to you. Hey T Danielle, grand rising to you as well. So very Carey, grand rising. See, Reed is exactly the type of person who don't understand when people have her back. She's the type of person who would rather you play in her face, and then she comes and act as if you have done something to her with all of these cockamamie conspiracy theories and lies. And then when you bust her lying, she just can't simply say, "I apologize." She tried to sneak in a, "Bye, Ronnie, bitch, fuck you. Bitch, fuck you." The audacity for you to think that you're going to sit up and tell all these lies that I slandered your child, when the only thing I did was support your child, and you talking about you a girl's girl, but that's exactly what you are, a girl, because you're not woman enough to say I apologize. See, girls do girl shit, so I expect nothing less of you. So while you saying you're a girl's girl in regard to what happened to Bernadette, don't expect nothing from her because she's a girl. She is not a woman. Catch. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, Nurse Noreen. We got beef, Ronnie Q. Who got beef? I'm just stating facts. I mean, none of that surprised me. Hey, I am here for the mess, and it is. I just, I just made my comment. Somebody said I showed up after they announced Bernadette party. I never showed up because I couldn't show up. I couldn't, unfortunately, show up, and I wanted to be there. I could not show up for Jill's crafting. How did it go? Jill's crafting. Anybody know? DC Kool-Aid. How is your knee, DC Kool-Aid? I didn't know that you were having a procedure. How are you feeling and how are you healing? DC Kool-Aid, I hope you're feeling. I know it's painful. I know that first knee bend was hell. You and me got beef. Hit the link. Hit the link. We got beef. Hit the link. We can beef. You and me got beef. I wanna pin that anyway, because y'all know I get behind showing my little clips, and I be behind in the chat sometimes. What we got beef about, T Danielle? Oh, oh, you still in pain? Hey, you.
Excuse me, you don't scare me by trying to call me out.
What we beefing about?
We beefing because you gonna call me out. T Danielle, view is a view. Y'all not speaking. You remember
That's
that?
right.
Uh,
I do.
excuse me.
Hey,
Had
and
I
that,
spoke to you? Had I spoke?
you did, but next time you speak to me, make sure you at Ronnie Q so it'll highlight it in yellow.
Excuse me,
I,
ma'am.
I
Excuse
have
me, ma'am. Go back
expectations.
to the. No, 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 no. Excuse me, ma'am. You wrong
Oh, maybe
again.
it was a view who wasn't in yellow. It was one of y'all.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh.
I
Excuse me.
apologize. Did I
Mm-hmm.
apologize?
You
Okay,
need.
thank you.
But I still got something to say.
What you want?
That was it.
Oh, okay. You still had to talk to me in person and
Yeah.
check me out. Huh? I ain't
Yeah.
mad at you.
Cause that's what
I
you
ain't.
did to me.
That's what you're supposed to do. Then you're right.
All right, I'm going by.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I gotta get in that. You know, I'm going to the office every day. Hubby retired, girl. I'm getting out of here.
All right. I see you
Bye.
around.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Candy Cane. I hope you feel better, DC Kool-Aid. Uh, yeah, I just found out I think Friday. Oh, uh, DC Kool-Aid. Did you go over and watch Jill paint on Friday? She was painting her rabbit trays, and I was trying to help her, and I was giving her suggestions, and you know how Jill is. Yeah, it came. I'm gonna have to go and get me some more trays. So we tried to help her fix it. And then she was like, okay, okay, okay. And now Kimberly Black with her old messy self was like, what you gonna do with that? Well, what about this? And what about that? And then I was like, I didn't tell her to do that. I was trying to tell her to do it another way. So, in other words, the painting was not so. Hmm, it was kind of a little here and there. So Jill was like, girl, I'm going back to the store and get me another tray. So I just wondered, did she get another tray? I didn't have time to even watch her. I'm going to go over to JCZ and check out her crafting project. I have not had time to do any of this. Grand Rising detached myself. Yeah, yeah. She was like, I'm gonna take this. I'll work on it later, but I'm gonna go get me a new one. So that's how it worked out. So if you guys want to hit the link and converse, I want to know what you guys think about these twins who were found unalive on that mountain in Georgia, and them fire. I mean, arresting a firefighter on misdemeanor charges for, I think it was tampering. I think it was tampering with evidence. I think that's the misdemeanor charge that they got because of they have charged him with taking pictures of the crime scene. So he is a volunteer firefighter, and the pictures wound up at the teen school, being passed around at the teen school. Now, they wanted to quickly poo it away and said that it looked like Erder Uicide, as we have to say it on YouTube. But the latest that I was able to find about this story is the coroner is waiting on more test results to come back, and the coroner themselves had not ruled that that's how they passed away. And the family believes that that's definitely not how they passed away. Now, I don't know anything about this town in Georgia. It's 90 miles away from where the twins live. They were supposedly on their way to the airport to visit friends in Boston. There, they found their car. And see, this is what is like really pissing me off about this whole situation. It's like they're really trying to not. And I know the national news media have this, and they're just like letting it sit here because how are you gonna tell me that they found their car at at the bottom of the hill where they passed away at, and you tell me that their phones and their wallets with their airplane tickets were in their car? But you can't tell me, you want to tell me that it was a murder suicide, but you cannot tell me if there was a weapons found. And when they have gunshot wounds to the head. But you can't elaborate on if you found a reason to come to that conclusion. You can't tell me anything about this. You can't tell me exactly how did students from their high school get a hold of these pictures when it's not like they went to the local high school where this firefighter is a volunteer firefighter. It's not like it was in their town. It was a town 90 miles away from where they live. So how is it that students from their particular high school get the pictures? And if it was some identifying thing about what high school they went to, usually, you know how if you're in high school, but they were 19, they may not have been in high school. If there was some identifying IDs, your student ID or something, wouldn't this person be held up to more than just, well, let me see what his charge was. Let me see. He was arrested on a misdemeanor. Okay. Let me see. It seems like he would be arrested on something more serious if he actually intentionally distribute those pictures to people who may have known him. Is my point. Hey, Madison, Grand Rising. Oh, she falling asleep already. All right, watch the replay. Okay. Y'all don't have anything to say about that? Y'all know what I'm talking about? The two twins in Georgia? Is my mic on? Is my mic on? I think it's on. I see my voice vibrating. Y'all don't have no response? I guess not. I guess not. I guess I'm just talking to myself. I talk to myself because there is no one to talk to. People, something. People ask me why I do what I do. I talk to myself. Y'all remember that song? I know T. Danielle old ass remember that song. I'm just kidding. Okay. So y'all don't want to talk about that story. Yeah, but I'm just waiting on them. I think that I at this point I'm surprised that it has not been broadcast on more national news. It's unfortunate. I also wonder if they have their organs. I also wonder if I was watching another channel, and I don't know if I can trust this channel. Uh, Allegedly, this town is has a reputation of being a sundown town. Now, I'm not saying it is or not, but that is. There are allegations that this is a sundown town. Do you guys know anything about this town in Georgia or anything about this story to help a sister out? Let me see. Let me see. We're trying to okay. Let me see what state in Georgia was it in. On Sunday, the GBI confirmed that the results are now pending until more forensic tests are completed. The medical examiner has not issued an official cause of death. Bell Mountain. It doesn't say the city. It just says Bell Mountain. That's crazy. Maybe they're trying to keep the city name out of there so y'all won't be like that's Sundown Down. I don't know, but it says on Bell Mountain. You guys don't know anything about that? A sundown town is a town that they recommend that if you're black, you be out of their town before the sun goes down. If not, you could be subject to some. Uh, it goes all the way back to the Klan era. Get my drift? And some sundown towns still exist to this day. Yes, that's what a sundown town is. Yes. Uh-huh. Uh, you could run into a lot of unfortunate stuff, or at least in the house. Yes, yes, Pepper. Thank you. You out of the town, or at least in the house, because you could get beat. Now, also this YouTube channel that I was listening to, somebody in the chat. I just don't know the name of the town. I guess I can look at another article. Was alleging that around this time last year, another black man was found unalived in this town, and he was actually allegedly strung up on a tree, and they ruled it as him doing it to himself. Have you guys heard about that? Hey, a view. Thumbs up, y'all, and sharing. Okay, so let me go back to see if I can figure out what's the name of this town. Okay, it says the family is outraged. Of them about the okay, let me see. Let me okay, it is a video. Okay, I'm gonna share the video with you guys. We can watch it together. See what's the latest. Okay, let me present my screen. This is news. I am sharing this for news reporting. Okay, here we go.
Firefighter arrested, accused of taking a picture of the crime scene showing the bodies of twin brothers who've been shot to death at the top of a mountain and then sharing those pictures.
That's right. So the hiker found 19-year-old Kydir and Nazir Lewis at Bell Mountain in Towns County on March 8th. This is 90 miles from their home in Lawrenceville. The GBI initially labeled the shooting as a murder-suicide. However, the family believes something more sinister happened to the twins.
11 Alive's Cody Alcorn first reported the family's concerns on Friday. He spoke with them again tonight following the arrest of this firefighter. Cody's live for us tonight in the newsroom. And Cody, the family is reacting to what's really disturbing development.
That's right, Jennifer and Ron. Obviously, they are disgusted by all of this. Now, we don't know just how many people shared this horrific picture of the twins' dead bodies. But tonight I confirmed with the Towns County Schools, the picture had been shared among students.
Oh my goodness. It's scary. I'm like literally scared to actually go on social media. I'm scared to pick up my phone. I'm like, because if I see that picture, I already know that I might have a heart attack.
Imagine if they mothers see that, like that would really destroy her. She's already going through a lot.
This is how the family of Kydir and Nazir Lewis want to remember the twins. However, now worried knowing crime scene photos showing the 19-year-old's bodies with a gunshot wound have been shared outside of law enforcement.
It's very disrespectful to this family. I feel like our privacy was invaded.
The volunteer firefighter accused of taking the picture, charged and arrested. As for how the twins ended up on Bell Mountain on March 8th, their aunt and uncle can't make sense of it. The twins missed their flight to Boston on Friday morning, March 7th.
Then next thing you know, we hear the news about them found in the mountains. And we're still confused. I'm like, what? The twins? Mountains? This doesn't make sense.
We didn't believe that that was even them.
And then Bell Mountains, I'm like, no one even, we never even heard of before. And I know the twins never been there before. They never heard of before. I'm like, that was super strange.
Yes.
Like, that doesn't make sense.
The GBI initially calling the case a possible murder-suicide. The family adamant that can't be the case.
Doesn't make any sense.
This absolutely just like
Out of character.
Yes.
Their bodies found 90 miles from their home in Lawrenceville.
they don't even like driving the distance.
They don't.
That's
Because
something they don't do.
because they don't like to pay for gas.
Described as extremely protective of one another.
Every time you see them, they're like together all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
And there's probably nothing in your head you could imagine the gap between them that would lead to a murder-suicide.
No.
If they had a problem that severe, we would know. The family
Definitely.
would know.
The Towns County volunteer firefighter accused of taking the pictures, Scott Curlin, was charged with misdemeanor obstruction. Tonight, the attorney for Towns County told me there are no cameras at Bell Mountain. He said the area is not staffed. Now, the gate to Bell Mountain opens at 8 a.m. and closes at sundown. The twins' family says the twins' car was found inside the gates in the parking lot. Their phones, wallets, and plane tickets for that Boston trip were inside the car.
All right, Cody, a lot of.
Okay, so even the hiking trail knows to close down at sundown. Now, when I first heard the story, I heard that the firefighter was the hiker who found them. But in reading the story that I was reading from prior to playing this video, I'll drop the link here. They said a hiker found him, and then the firefighter took pictures of the crime scene. So from what I can get from that, it appears as if after the bodies were found, it was deemed a crime scene, and the firefighter shared these pictures. This is the article I got where the firefighter and the hiker were different people. So yeah, it's very unfortunate. And I'm sitting up here and I'm listening at him ask, couldn't they have done this to themselves? But I wonder if he has gone to the police station and asked, how do you figure that they did that to themselves? Did you find a weapon, or what made you think that they did this to themselves? It was in Towns County. Let me see if there was another man found in Towns County, Georgia. Hold on. Let me check on that. The link is pinned if anybody wants to come up. And put your two cents in it. Let me see. Let me see if I. Oh. 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 Oh, yes. Last year, February of last year. Okay, this was in the Atlanta Black Star. Okay. Let me share my screen with you guys. Oh, yes, that's it. Okay, state investigators are awaiting autopsy results for a black man discovered hanging from a tree in North Georgia forest. In the forest as well. Well, we saw pictures of that. That was a heavily forested area. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is still awaiting the autopsy results for the body of a man who was found hanging from a tree last week in North Georgia. A hiker, another hiker, and these people are still hiking in these forests. In these, I guess it's safe for some and not safe for all. A hiker found the body of a 29-year-old Trevante Jamal Sherbert Helton on a trail not far from High Shola Falls in the Swallow Creek Wildlife Management area. I wonder if that's the same. They didn't give the name of the area that the mountain was on. Okay, so let me see. After the hiker reported the discovery to the Towns County Sheriff's Office that afternoon, local authorities as well as the Georgia Natural Department of Resources called in the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to assist in the investigation. Somebody's in the back. You in the back? Of you?
I'm in the back.
In the back? You in the back?
I'm in the back. Yeah, back. Good morning,
What's up with you?
How you doing? I'm good. I'm doing good. It's so disturbing, isn't it?
Yeah. I just happened to be listening to someone I think it was Friday. And I was like, and then somebody in the chat. So I was like, I just thought about checking it out again.
Mm-hmm. That family is so strong. That family. Did you hear how that family, they're sitting together, supporting each other, and they're trying to help us understand how this happened to their family member? I would be a wreck. I would not be able to be interviewed like that if something like that horrific had happened to me. They are strong. That's a strong faith-based family.
Yeah, but the mother is not being filmed. I guess it's too much for her. And it looks like those two adults are twins as well. Don't it look like they were twins?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. They got twins in their family.
Yeah, I was wondering, do twins run deep in there? Because they look just like twins.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what the rest of this. What did they? Here's the full release. Howardese, Georgia, February 22nd. At the request of the Towns County Sheriff and the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, GBI agents were investigating the death of Devontae Jamal Sherbert Hilton, 29, Sate, what is that? Sate Noche, what is that? Georgia, NAC, Sate Nucci, Georgia. I've never heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
NACOOCHEE. I don't know.
I think there's some Indian names. Yeah.
Sate Nochi. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The investigation shows that Sherbert Hilton was discovered by a hiker at the Shallow Creek Wildlife Management Area during the afternoon hours of February 21st, 2024. The hiker contacted County 911 to alert the authorities about the death. The preliminary investigations indicate this death is an isolated incident, and Sherbert Hilton was by himself at the wildlife place. He would be taken to the. Okay, so
I think it's Nachakuchi, something like. I used to live down there years ago. I think it's Nachakuchi.
Nachakuchi, not.
I know, right? See, I wasn't gonna say it because you know how I did. Okay, go ahead. I think that's what it is, and I think it's based on because the Native American. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So let me see.
We're gonna take it someplace else. We don't need to go. Okay, go ahead.
Let me see if I can find. Okay. Awaiting. Okay. Let me see February 29th story. See if they got an update. I think I can get out of that and change it. What's up?
Well, it's just so sad. 19 years old, high school graduates, and this it's things like that. And then we on here talking about stupid stuff, and these people are dealing with real life events and stuff like this. Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
I feel so dumb sometimes getting on here talking about some ratchet stuff because I'm like, you know what? I must really need something else to do. I really need some business because I don't need to be on here beefing and cussing and fussing with some of these idiots on here. When I could be learning and helping and stuff. But okay, the thing I wanted to say that the person that took the pictures definitely betrayed his co-workers. The fireman, whoever took those pictures, betrayed his co-workers and betrayed the bond, the loyalty. When you take those type of jobs, there are certain things that you are not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
That was
the same thing. They did that to remember they did that to Kobe and his daughter.
Yes.
His wife sued and got money from the cops, I think the sheriff, the paramedics, and the LA County.
Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to do that. That is so. It's horrible. It's almost like you're victimizing the same people or the same situation when you do that, and they do that for sensationalism, to take the picture, get it out on social media, to get some coins. The coins keep them there. No, that is not. Yeah. Anyway, I that part right there really made me mad. But yeah, they do get lots of money. News channels do pay for those type of things, but then they end up getting sued later on because you cannot just put that stuff out there. No respect.
Yeah, no respect. And that just tells you if this was that type of town, they wouldn't have any respect. Now,
would you see
it makes you wonder if you're that bold to take pictures and you're the volunteer firefighter, you should be aware that something like this has happened again. So what do you think is so good about this that you're showing it around like it's some type of sport event or something? These are people.
Well, there's a sickness too. A lot of people sign up for those type of jobs. A lot of criminals, deviant social behaviors, they sign up for those type of jobs to see that type of thing in person. This was before social media, before you could. Yeah, and so they get off on that. They really do, and sometimes they cause those situations or know about them to report them.
And to see what the authorities have and see how close they're getting got. Yeah.
Because I watched a lot of Columbo. I'm telling you, in my days, child, Columbo was everything. I've seen every episode of Columbo at least 95,000 times. And Columbo, what he always teaches you, the person that's reporting it and the person that's looking so innocent, and nine times out of 10, that's the person that did it or knows about it. That's why I don't trust anybody on the YouTube and the social media. I really don't. There's very few.
And you know they say that they usually return or drive by or try to help the police and all this type of stuff. So
the crime scene
that could be true.
Mm-hmm.
So now I said that according to GBI, his death seemed to be an isolated incident. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you're doing a whole lot back there. I can hear everything. I can hear me. I can hear the dogs. What is going on over there?
I had to take my wireless headsets off because they kept going off. They weren't charged, and I had to get my other ones, and it has a short. So in the ear, I couldn't hear you. Now talk.
I ain't gonna talk now. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm sorry. And then after I get off here, I'm gonna start talking again. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm being silly.
Sorry.
Okay.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which was asked to help local law enforcement with the investigation, identified the body on Thursday morning as 29-year-old Trevante Jamal Schubert Hilton. From the time, okay, I already said that. The GBI said the death seemed to be an isolated incident based on their preliminary investigation, but investigators are still waiting on the autopsy once again by the GBI medical examiner's office.
And this family is sitting there in solidarity, saying that no, there is no murder suicide.
There is no way to truly know, but what we do know is that Georgia has a rich history of lynching Black folks in the state. Okay.
And that family is sitting there in solidarity, and I probably said that wrong. I haven't had my coffee. And they are supporting. They're like, no, you're not going to put that title of murder suicide on my family members. You're not going to do that.
As well they should, because they just want to just make it go away. Grand Rising, kind to me.
Hey, kind to me, boo. Hey, boo. She said, she cracks me up. He laughs early in the morning. I know. I've been so busy, y'all. I'm trying to make a little side hustle. Y'all know it's tax season, right? Y'all know I've been working in the county for 35, 40 years. You know, I got my side hustle on in the monsters. Okay. I got to get off of him, Mr. Ronnie, because I got somebody I got to do something for.
All right.
That means I got to go make some money. Thank you, Miss Ronnie.
Get that money. I ain't gonna hold on to that.
I have you in my ear, boo. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, y'all in TV land.
Now, Pepper, they say that I heard on another channel that it was a sundown town. That's why I was asking people in the chat, did they know anything about this town? So allegedly, they're saying that it is a sundown town. Now, where am I? Okay. Here is where I am. What do you guys think about let me see. Now, 4547 is really kind of upset that a couple of court cases are not going his way. And now he is trying to get our minds off of what the courts are saying. He went on a tantrum. He went on a fit about his pictures in the, I think it's the the Colorado State Department are unflattering, and he looks better than what they have him to be, when we all know it's possible that he really looks like this without the tan and the the aerosol can hair on his head. But let me share this with you and see what you guys think about this. Now, I just told you the story. What do you guys think about that? Okay, let me see if I want to share that with you. I guess I will. Because he's been getting a lot of rulings against him in the courts. Now, I do believe that he's not going to follow all of these court rulings. I definitely believe that. So let me share this with you.
Folks, we're not talking about running for the class clown of third grade, and no offense to show what good photograph. I'm showing you this photo of Donald Trump with no hair transplants and no bronzer, not to mock him, but to show you the absurdity of it all. As part of Donald Trump's late night meltdown on Sunday, he kept on posting these photographs of himself to show what good photographs and good portraits of himself look like. And he wanted to make it very clear that there's a painting of him in Colorado at the state capitol building put up by the governor of Colorado. And Donald Trump says it is a distorted portrait of himself. And he said that the artist must have lost her talent as she got older, because he says it's very bad and needs to be taken down immediately. And then he shows what the portrait of himself looks like. And then he just starts posting photos of himself and portraits of himself and memes of himself. I mean, folks, we're not talking about running for the class clown of third grade, and no offense to class clowns of third grade. This is the presidency. Like, can we grow up and not normalize this behavior? This is the leader of what was once the leader of the free world before Donald Trump in under 70 days squandered that. He squandered that, frankly, really in the first week or so. And then this is what he kept on posting last night over and over again. So this was like 9:30 his time. The failing New York Times insists on using little Peter Baker, a bad writer, Obama biographer, to write long and boring fake news hit pieces against me. The only people with less talent than Peter are his wife and, of course, Maggot Hagerman. It's stupid. Again, this would make a petulant third grader, no offense to petulant third graders, look mature. It is humiliating. It is a weapon of mass humiliation. Then after that, at 9:49 p.m. His time, or 8:49 p.m. his time, he goes, "Why would the now highly discredited 60 Minutes do a puff piece on George Clooney, a second-rate movie star?" What in the world? Look, there are real issues right now, real suffering taking place in this country.
Okay, enough of that. I would excuse me for playing that a little bit too long. I just wanted you to see the pictures. I just pray it is not another Ahmaud Arbery cover up. I do believe it is. Hey, Ray Black. Grand Rising, Miss Queenie. Miss Queenie, I couldn't find the information that you would have been interested in because the person doesn't work in that department and would be able to give any type of information. So I did check, and they don't work in that specific area. So I was looking for you. I think Friday after my live or during my live. Okay. Hey, Red Wings Hockey, how are you doing? Okay, so there's a lot of stuff. I had to just set my stuff up. I used to set all of my videos up the night before. But I don't want to make it easier on lazy people. So they can see the night before. So even though I have them all typed out, I just added them to my description box. So all of my videos are in my description box right now. So let's get on it. Past reports. Okay, so let's check this out. See what you guys think about this.
Every calendar year, the United States Supreme Court prepares an annual report.
Okay, so we know that 4547 came out. Hey, View. Oh, I saw you already, View. We know 4547 came out and said that the judge in the case about him illegally continuing to fly those immigrants to Venezuela, he is going to 4547 said that this judge should be impeached. So then what's his name? The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court came out and made a statement saying that in the, I think, 100 years of the courts, there has been a way to solve these problems without saying anything about impeaching a judge. So John Roberts, so you would think he would have like cooled down, but he didn't cool down, nor did the Muskrat cool down. They are still nor did that Bimbo Bondi, the AG that he chose, cool down. So now there was a report last year, and now they're wondering, is the Supreme Court going to step up? Because they have no powers to arrest him or put charges on him or anything like that. And the only person who can investigate him would be the Justice Department. But they're asking, will the Supreme Court say that he's in contempt? And what if the Supreme Court make a ruling and he still doesn't follow it? But why wouldn't he follow it? Because the Supreme Court ruled that in the presidential powers, they gave him all the powers. He had to answer to no one, including the Attorney General, as long as he feels that he's working in presidential powers. So in fact, it would be the Supreme Court's fault, because they were the one who made that ruling that he could do whatever he thought was in his presidential powers. Now, he is no great scholar, so of course he's going to think, whatever I want to do, I'm going to do it. And who's going to stop me, boo? So everybody's trying to act like, oh, could we be? Yes, we are in a constitutional crisis. All of these questions about, is it, are we, could we be? Now, every year, at the end of the year, the Supreme Court justices, I think the lead justice comes out with some type of summary. So knowing that 4547 won, let's hear what Justice Roberts said in his 2024 summary. Let's take a listen. It's too late. You guys had the opportunity to not appeal. His attorney actually argued in this court case about presidential powers. If the president wanted to take out one of his political operatives, could he do it? And they said that he could do this based upon their rulings. So let's continue. Let's see what now he's worried. Okay.
Almost always written by the Chief Justice, and this past year, 2024, was no different. But this particular annual report by Chief Justice John Roberts, I think, served as a warning to Donald Trump what not to do if you want to play nice with the Supreme Court. Chief Justice.
Why would he want to play nice with the Supreme Court? He don't have to. They fucked up. And now they know they fucked up. And now they trying to soft warnings. You should have warned yourself. Somebody should have warned y'all. And y'all supposed to be the greatest
scholars about the law. Let's continue.
Justice Roberts, I think, was sending a warning. We gave you a lot, including absolute immunity. But if you start behaving like a king, we're going to clamp down on it, or at least Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Amy Coney Barrett may join the liberal justices to vote against some of Donald Trump's constitutional excesses. You may remember, if you've been following the videos that Harry and I did, we covered that report. But the words of that report and the historical context and analysis by Chief Justice John Roberts, who talks about the American Revolutionary War, he talks about King George III and the importance in our Constitution of an independent judiciary and why there's judicial review. And he talks about what...
Okay, so are we going to pretend like any of this matter? All of this shit that he's talking about right now don't even matter. At the time that he is taking whole law firms to court, not to court, he's taking whole law firms security clearances, saying that they cannot enter government buildings, the whole law firm, because one lawyer worked on a case with people who were investigating him. Are we serious? One of these law firms, I think they said they made $2 billion last year, and he put them on the list of lawyers who couldn't go into the whole law firm, because he's mad at one attorney. And what did that law firm do? Instead of suing like another huge law firm is doing, you know what they did? They said, well, we will give you pro bono $14 million worth of legal advice. And then he took them off the list. So is that corruption? Is that a bribery? He got $14 million of legal advice from a law firm that wouldn't touch him, and that's why he's so salty against the law firm. That's bribery. So this link is in the chat. That is I believe that's the first link. So let me see if there's anything more.
He sees the big threats happening to the court. We were like, this seems to be a letter to Donald Trump. And Donald Trump's been attacking federal judges every single day now, it seems. The most recent attack by Trump was on Judge Boasberg, who's the chief judge in Washington, D.C. federal court right now, previously served as the chief judge of the FISA court. This guy's got top-level experience. And as the chief judge of the FISA court, he saw foreign intelligence and highly classified information. He knows about how you deal with sensitive data and national...
And so they're saying that the reason why they can't disclose anything about what time those flights left for El Salvador is because it's under a secretive presidential it's under secret presidential on a must-know basis. Now, this guy has the the judge who's asking for this information has the top security clearance. So it's a bunch of hoo-ha, in my opinion. So let's see what else I wanted to show you. Is this it? I think this is it. Let me get past the commercial. Now, speaking of Georgia, I wonder if you guys saw this speech. I think his name is Ornoff. He's the senator from Georgia. I really enjoyed this. I want to share this speech with you. Okay. Just in case you guys haven't heard it, you know, him and his name is not Ornoff. Him and Warnoff won in Democratic seats in red Georgia, so they were surprised. So he's up for re-election, and he's been hitting the campaign trail. Let's check him out.
Trump's cabinet is worth like $60 billion. That's not even including Elon. They are literally the elites they pretend to hate. The president is not at his palace in Florida thinking about whether you can afford daycare for your daughter, or how to stop insurance companies from denying your claim, or anything that matters to our daily lives. When is the last time you even heard Donald Trump talk about health care or child care? He's talking about invading Greenland. He's handing your data over to Elon Musk. By the way, I'm all for government efficiency. And government programs aren't sacred, they have to work. But when you randomly fire tens of thousands of people, no matter what role they fill, no matter how well they're performing, and then you have to scramble to fire them back because you accidentally fired the people who run the Veterans Crisis Line, and you accidentally fired the people who watch out for Ebola at the CDC, and you accidentally fired the people who fight bird flu on our poultry farms, and the people who protect our nuclear weapons. When you shut down research into Alzheimer's treatments and cures for childhood cancer, that's not efficiency. That's just cruelty and chaos.
Okay, so what I want to know is,
have you ever wondered why so many major
what
retail?
I want to know is why is Elon Musk haven't been fired now? He has shown that he doesn't know how to handle any type of efficiency. He is the biggest cause of waste, fraud, and abuse that is going on in the White House right now. And additionally, let's look at his own business that he is ruining. So this past weekend, one of the what was he? I'm going to show it to you. I don't want to get his title wrong. But one of the guys in the Tesla Corporation said that maybe Elon Musk should resign and put in a new CEO. And this weekend, Musk had a meeting with all of the Tesla employees, all of them. Now, he begged them to hang on to their shares. So they say that Musk is notorious for paying for things with Tesla stock. And he told all of the, the working in the car plant people, the engineers, but what he did not, who he did not tell was his brother, who is a shareholder, who sold his own stock. Who he could not tell is the other shareholders, the large shareholders, who sold off over 725,000 shares of Tesla stock. In the tens of billions worth of stock. They sold their stock. So he's trying to tell the common worker, the common worker who he don't want to pay a living wage, the common worker who he lets get called niggas in the shop, the common workers who he don't want to be able to unionize. He told them to hang on to your stock. Because everybody else, the bigwigs in the Tesla company allegedly have already sold off all their stock. So now it is to the point that they really want to keep him off of television because he has shown to be a loser. This is what they see when they look at him, that he is not a good businessman. Look at his business, and he cannot blame any of this on anyone. It's his bad business practice. So let's check this out. Insane link. Trump pressure to silence Elon as backlash spreads is the name of this video. It is in my description box. So check this out.
Media interviews for sources familiar with the matter tell him. Some of the president's allies on Wall Street, in corporate America, and in Congress are questioning whether the billionaire should continue to do so many media interviews. Four sources familiar with the matter tell NBC News. Trump allies have called and conveyed to Mr. Trump and the White House that Musk either has to be taken off air or needs to be more scripted.
As a direct consequence of his incompetence, corruption, greed, and extremism, Elon Musk's approval rating and popularity have plummeted alongside Tesla stock. It's gotten so bad that top Trump allies are begging Trump to muzzle Musk before he makes things worse for not only Trump, but the Republican movement in general. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, we got a lot to dig into, all right? But I want you to see this clip, which kind of...
Slash federal government from voters over Elon Musk's efforts to slash federal government agencies.
We have sent you to Congress for decades. We expect you to follow through for what we Iowans really want our government to do, and not to have a federal government that is being dismantled by this President Trump and Elon Musk. Yeah, please stand up for what's right and do your job.
After his election, then President-elect Trump told NBC News, quote, "We're not touching Social Security." But now, after several comments from Elon Musk,
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
some of the president's
But the funny thing about all of this shit is that Elon Musk is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time. That's the biggest thing about this whole situation, is he himself is sitting up here talking about all of this waste, fraud, and abuse, and has not one gone to he did go to the Pentagon, and what he went to the Pentagon for was in fact to get information about the U.S. war of details about our war footing and what we would do if we had to go to war with China. Why? Because he is also in bed with China. And it is said that 4547 did not even know that he had this appointment with the Pentagon. It is said that he was alerted because the New York Times did the story about it. And why do you think the New York Times did the story about it? Because somebody from the Pentagon knew that dingbat hedge theft was about to do this meeting with somebody who is in bed with China. And they, in my opinion, they blew the whistle to the New York Times. And then all of a sudden, when 4547 rolled his funky ass out of bed, he got on, oh no, they're not doing that. That's not what they're doing. I heard from the lying New York Times. Now you're mad at the New York Times and saying that that's not why he was going. But the New York Times says that they stand by their story. Okay, and I got another little caveat for you about that story we're going to go to.
allies on Wall Street, in corporate America, and in Congress are questioning whether the billionaire should continue to do so many media interviews. Four sources familiar with the matter tell NBC News. Trump allies have called and conveyed to Mr. Trump and the White House that Musk either has to be taken off air or needs to be more scripted. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
So that's how you know it's bad, right? Again, and I want you guys to consider this. Again, we got a lot to dive into, but Elon Musk is the world's richest man. He controls Twitter, which is as big as Instagram or Facebook or anything like, no, but it is an extremely influential media organization. Okay. He is also politically active. He has his cult of personality surrounding him, and he is leveraging his money and his clout in ways that we have simply never seen billionaire donors before. The closest analog would be the robber barons of the early 20th century, and not even they were in the White House as much as Elon Musk is. Elon Musk is effectively the co-president, but he is so politically incompetent. His threat level comes from the amount of money he has and his influence over Trump as a consequence of that money. Okay, so let's dig a little bit deeper. Trump allies pressed the White House to dial back Elon Musk's media interviews over his Social Security jabs. After his election, Trump told NBC News that we're not touching Social Security other than to make it more efficient, but Musk, who now wields enormous power in his role cutting government spending, has recently made comments critical of the program that are coming into conflict, with Trump's promise and worrying members of the president's own party. These concerns have prompted some Trump allies to question whether the billionaire should continue to do so many media interviews. For people familiar with the matter, told NBC News. A particularly problematic remark came from Musk's conversation with media personality Joe Rogan in late February, in which he described social media as the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time. A couple of weeks later, the billionaire once again went after Social Security, this time in an interview with Fox Business host Larry Kudlow. Musk, when discussing big entitlement spending he deemed wasteful or fraudulent, said the program was, quote, the big one to eliminate. Musk pointed to a 2024 report from the Government Accountability Office that estimated the entire federal government could lose between $233 billion and $520 billion annually to fraud. Quote, the waste and fraud isn't in entitlement spending, which is most of the federal spending, is entitlement, so that's the big one to eliminate, he said. A Trump advisor acknowledged that they were very aware of, quote, outside concern around Musk's comments. Trump allies, including some on Wall Street, in corporate America, and Congress, have conveyed to the White House and to the president directly that Musk either has to be taken off the air or needs to be more scripted. A White House official who, like others in this article, requested anonymity to speak candidly, said they were sympathetic to the views of some Republicans who see Musk's comments on Social Security as potentially problematic and worrying to some senior citizens. Quote, of course they don't want their Social Security cut. So if they hear something on the news that Elon Musk is saying that we should do something with Social Security, of course there might be some concerns. But the only concern they have to worry about is what the President of the United States is saying and what he's doing. We haven't touched Social Security. We're not going to touch Social Security.
Okay, so we all heard what his Commerce Secretary had to say about Social Security. Let me get that numbnuts. The Commerce Secretary, the same Commerce Secretary who came out and told everybody on Fox News to buy Tesla stock. You're going to be mad if you don't buy Tesla stock. After the car commercial for Tesla, let's not forget the car commercial that he did for Ludnick. His name should be Nubnick. Let's see what he had to say, and let's see who is actually saying this. Where is let me see, what is his name? Okay, here it is. Here we go. I'm sure you guys heard this. If not, let's take a listen.
Let's say Social Security didn't send out their checks this month. My mother-in-law, who's 94, she wouldn't call and complain. She just wouldn't. She'd think something got messed up, and she'll get it next month.
Yeah.
A fraud.
Let's say Social Security checks didn't come out this month. My mother-in-law, who's 94, she wouldn't call and complain. She just figured she'd get it next month. You know why she probably wouldn't complain? Because you are a motherfucking billionaire. Not a millionaire, a billionaire. This is who telling you, oh, well, if my mother-in-law didn't get her Social Security check, she wouldn't call and complain. She'll just be like, oh, maybe I'll get it next month. Okay. She couldn't call. Let's be clear. Since Elon Musk them have been over there, she would not be able to call. She would have to go in to her Social Security. Your 94-year-old mother-in-law would not be able to get anything done over the phone because that's how you guys made it. Oh, let's also remember that little thing that they put in place. First, they was going to put in place, they were going to eliminate all phones, and then they put in place that to do any changes, you still were going to have to go in. So basically, you have eliminated all the phones, unless you just want to get automated messages from the phone. Okay, so let's continue.
Always makes the loudest noise, screaming, yelling, and complaining.
Mm.
Let's say Social Security didn't send out their checks this month. My mother-in-law, who's 94, she wouldn't call and complain.
Mm-hmm.
She just wouldn't. She'd think something got messed up and she'll get it next month.
Yeah.
A fraudster always makes the loudest noise, screaming, yelling, and complaining.
Mm.
Let's say Social
A fraudster always make the loudest noise, screaming, yelling, and complaining. Oh, so obviously, that would be you. That obviously, you are the fraudster. Hey, M. Renee, how are you doing? Hey, Miss T Velocity, Grand Rising, Kimberly Black. Hey, Kimberly Black, how are you doing? Okay, so I just wanted to make that point clear. And the point that I wanted to make about this story about Elon Musk was going to the Pentagon, according to the New York Times, to be to get a deep to get a briefing on our war footing that we have to go against China if there is a war with China. And they still haven't told us what type of security clearance, if any, that Musk have. Now, we do know, I showed it to you and I read it to you, that he couldn't get the highest clearance at his own SpaceX company, per the Navy not wanting him to get that clearance because of his alleged drug use. And they did not, and his alliance with China. I've already showed you guys that. If you haven't been here, I'm not going to sit up and repeat anything. Shit. If you don't believe it, you go through the videos, you find it your goddamn self. I found it once. All of my links are in my description box. So let's move forward. So now he was supposed to get a briefing, and it wasn't supposed to be in a meeting. It was supposed to be in that I forgot what they call it, that shell, that cube or whatever, where they only give information on a need-to-know basis for people who are they're not going to give somebody something on China who is positioned in the Middle East, is what I'm saying. So, and in this shell, no, it cannot be penetrated. Nobody can eavesdrop on it from the outside. It will alert if anybody have recording devices on the inside. It cannot be eavesdropped on. So this is where this meeting was supposed to be held at. So you know that it was some top secret shit just by the place it was supposed to be held at. But then Donald Trump came out after he found out the New York Times had it all over the place, and cable news was reporting on it late night and said, oh no, that's not what he's going there for. Well, if that what okay. And then the New York Times is lying. That's not what they're going there for. Don't believe the lying New York Times. Oh, okay, we ain't gonna believe the lying. But the New York Times said, we stand by our story. And so if that was not what they were going for, why is it then? This is military.com news. Get with it. I'm just not talking to you. The Pentagon is the latest agency to announce a leak investigation that could include polygraphs. So, what if the New York Times is just lying? Why is there a leak investigation that may even include polygraph tests coming from the Pentagon about this motherfucking story then? Huh? Can anybody tell me? If it ain't true, I know you ain't doing a whole investigation about a story that ain't true up and to giving polygraph tests. What do you think? So if they're gonna polygraph, and if it's how could it be a leak if the story's not true? You don't call a fake story a leak. Okay, the Pentagon intelligence and law enforcement arms are investigating what they say are leaks of national security information. But okay, now the Pentagon has the nerve to say that somebody leaked national security information when they told that Hegseth was about to give Elon Musk a briefing on national security information. Make it make sense. The Defense Department personnel could face polygraphs in the latest such inquiry by the Trump administration. Do you understand what they're doing here? A memo late Friday from the Defense Secretary Hegseth, Chief of Staff, referred to recent unauthorized disclosure of such information, but provided no details about the alleged leak. Earlier in the day, President Donald Trump rejected reports that advisor Elon Musk would be briefed on how the United States would fight a hypothetical war with China. If y'all don't know where to get get this information, go in my description box. Go in my description box. It is free. So the link is in my description box. You ain't get it from me. You got it from the what is it? You got it from the military.com page. Okay. Okay. Don't forget, I have my goals up. If you found out something new, you can help me achieve my goals. It would be greatly appreciated. Okay. I'm getting bothered hearing or seeing these idiots. Hey, K-Fit, Grand Rising. Oh, and remember last week when I was telling you about the possible armed incursion that we may have with Iran. And I also told you about what's going on as far as the Greenland. Greenland is above Canada, and then there's the United States, and then there's Mexico, and there's the rest of South America. Allegedly, I showed you the story, and I showed you where you can find it in my last show. Now, I told you already that there is a warship that is going to be cruising up the Pacific Ocean all the way up through Canada, maybe close to Greenland. And I think that it's under the suspicion that they are just trying to keep our nation safe from illegals who may be trying to come in via the waters, allegedly. Well, what I want to know is now this story that I read for you last week said that there is a possibility that there is so much talk about Greenland and Canada because 45 and 47 want to take over all of this north region from all the way up from Greenland all the way through Colombia. I didn't say this. I showed you where I got it. So, okay, here we go. And I told you about that warship. Am I sharing this? I did tell you about that warship that was deployed. Okay, so I am sharing this. So I just want to give you some information that I found. And it ain't coming from me. It's not coming from this is coming from military.com as well. Okay, so Navy plans to deploy second destroyer to patrol waters off U.S. and Mexico this week. Not the first one, but the second one. A second one. Okay. Okay, the Navy plans to send a second warship to patrol the waters off the U.S. by the end of this week after a destroyer was already deployed on Saturday as part of the Trump administration crackdown on immigration at the border, and U.S. official confirmed to military.com on Wednesday. To do what? Trump's administration cracked down on immigration and the border. And you do remember me playing a video for you Friday where Vice President Donkey Butt, Vance, was in Hegseth and Chrissy Nome. She is over Homeland Security. They were at the border 2 weeks ago. And what did JD Vance tell you 2 weeks ago? He said that since he's 45, 47, has been in office, the crossings from the southern border have gone down from about 1,500 a day to about 30 people a day. But they sending a second warship to crack down on immigration and the border. Make that make sense. How is your vice president saying 2 weeks ago that you guys have nipped illegal crossings down 95%? I think he said 85 or 95%. But you won't rest until it's 100%, and you have about 30 people trying to cross the border a day. So you're gonna send a whole motherfucking warship out that can let me see. I'm gonna tell you what the warship can do too. So what about this waste, fraud, and abuse? If it's 30 people a day, you mean you send a second warplane? The bullshit. Stay woke, people. Stay woke, people. I'm gonna okay, let me see. The official who was given anonymity to discuss military plans told the military.com that the second destroyer will deploy from the West Coast, joining the USS Gravely, which left the naval base in Virginia over the weekend, headed for the waters around U.S.-Mexico border. Okay, around. I'm not going to sign in. Okay, if you want to sign in, I don't know why. I don't want to sign up. I don't want to sign up. No. I don't want to sign up right now. I'll sign up again. You guys can sign up. Okay. The U.S. Northern Command announced Saturday that the Gravely deployed with a Coast Guard law enforcement detachment aboard, allowing the vessel to conduct missions such as ship interdictions and drug seizures. The Trump administration already deployed thousands of troops to the southern border. Now, that's the first ship. I wanted you to see what the second ship actually have. They can deploy. Here's the second ship. The U.S. Navy Arleigh Burke class guided missile destroyer USS Gravely transit with Royal Danish Navy. I don't know what all that means. I don't know I saw the actual things. The second ship can carry airplanes and aircraft and go out and strike a whole lot of shit down. So that's basically that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Did you guys know any of this? I wonder what the fool's saying who voted for this fool. Oh, they have so many regrets. They were talking to some voters in Michigan. You know, that was a must-win state for them. And they was like, oh, it's like a dictatorship. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm scared to look at the news sometimes. I don't know why you're scared to look at the news sometimes. You're the one who voted them in. They already told you what it was going to be like. But y'all was like, oh, no. Okay. Let me see what this is. Okay. Now, let me see exactly what this is. Hold on. Now, Let's talk about Peter Thiel, another South African multi-billionaire who was invited to the inauguration. You guys hear me talk about him a lot, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with Peter Thiel. He is really being he's a fan of Curtis Yarvin as well, and you guys know that I let you hear Curtis Yarvin, who JD Vance is also a fan of course. I let you see okay, so Peter Thiel is the one who financed JD Vance Senate run in Ohio. So, you know, they are both fans of Curtis Yarvin, a big racist. Okay, so let's hear what Peter Thiel have to say. Now, are we too smart because we go to these colleges, or did our smartness stop at Kamala Harris? And she went to a subpar school, and she is very unintelligent. Let's see what the right-wing elites declare war on working class America. This is Peter Thiel. Has plenty of money, and he looks like a zombie, a whole zombie.
Is the only
blood infusions aren't working.
Exactly.
From True Blood, maybe.
Extraordinary is the only party, the only group that still believes in the elite universities in a way are the conservative Republicans. And so
Now, I thought the conservative Republicans like dumb voters. I thought that the Republican conservatives always were putting down all of these elite progressives. But now he's saying the only one, is he serious? I think he said something about Trump went to Yale or Duke or something. Didn't Trump go to, I forget the name of that school. I think he misstated the school that Trump went to in this as well, because I don't recall Trump going to Duke, Yale, Harvard, or none of the, let's hear what he said where Trump went.
if President Trump were here, he would tell you that he went to Penn, Ivy League school. Only very smart people, David, go to Penn.
I don't think that. Do you guys remember him going to Penn? I don't remember him going to Penn. Let's continue.
And he talked about that for quite a while. And JD Vance went to Yale Law School. It's the top law school in the country. And you know, at the margins, other reasons we think he's good, but this is a credential we like about him. And any sort of elite credentialing has collapsed on the left. It was, Bill Clinton was a Rhodes Scholar, Yale Law. Hillary Clinton was Yale Law. Obama was Harvard Law. I think Kerry was Harvard undergrad. And there was some way, the Democratic Party used to be more elite. And then when Biden said he was a transitional candidate, it wasn't a transition. He was not going to have a sex change operation, but it was transitional from smart to dumb, from elite to very non-elite. And then, Kamala was even Howard was not Harvard. You couldn't even point this out. This is probably a racist thing to say.
Right.
And then by the time you get to Walz, it's way worse.
Okay, so let's be clear. You notice how he said J.D. Vance went to law school at Yale? Kamala went to law school at Stanford. Excuse me? But he wanted to just say she went to Howard, which is not Harvard. And Stanford is not Howard Law School either. So you see the little trickaroo that he did to try to say that this black woman is unintelligent with his whole melting ass face. These people. Now he. Okay. Let me continue. I think there's one more little part that I might want to have you guys hear. I may regret it, but let's hear.
I think Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, they were talented people, very, in some meritocratic sense, were very impressive, are very impressive. And then, there's not one younger Democrat who's in that league. I know Gavin Newsom, University of Santa Clara. Shapiro was probably too smart to put on the ticket, but it's Georgetown
He was
Law
also
School.
too Jewish to put on the
well,
ticket.
maybe that too, but Georgetown Law School is like number 14. So even
Okay, so he says he's too smart to put on the ticket, or too Jewish, Did you miss that? Yeah. Or did you miss that? Let's continue.
even Josh Shapiro
Pause it for a second.
is so.
Now, he was about to say something about Josh Shapiro, who even Josh Shapiro, he's going to put him down. Josh Shapiro is also Jewish. I want to hear what he has to say about Josh Shapiro.
Rubin's argument that Trump's administration is friendly, would have put somebody on the ticket who was Jewish. There's been one Jew on the ticket, as far as I remember, who was on a Democratic ticket.
I used to spend my entire day.
So you guys can finish that. Just a whole, that is who these people, hold on 1 second. Thank you. The link is in my description box. Hey, King Mina. The problem is people are equating wealth with intelligence. Exactly. Now, I don't know where he went to school at, but he's sitting up here nitpicking the intelligence of people and trying to take something from Harris's intelligence by saying she went to Howard, but omitting that she went to Stanford Law. Okay, so let's call the thing the thing. And all the stuff that he was deriding the Jewish people from. He couldn't say a particular reason, and because the only reason was that they were Jewish. And the guy goes, well, there has been one Jewish guy on the ticket. Okay, so that's Peter Thiel. These are fans of Curtis Yarvin, and let's keep it a buck. With the way these town halls are going for these Republicans, do they think they are going to actually be able to win their seat back when they come up for re-election? Do they, if they hold the line like they have been doing, do they actually think that they are going to win their seats back after looking at these town halls? Now, some would have you to believe that these are paid actors that are in their town halls acting up. Some would have you to believe, yes, let's get the goals going. Thank you, Outspoken One. I appreciate you. Some would have you to think that these are Democrats who are showing up and ruining these Republicans' town halls, and to the point that the Republican chair told them, don't go to any more town halls in your own districts. And so, see, that's what they have been doing. But Bernie and AOC has been making up the slack. So has Tim Wise. He's been going to Republican districts, and they said that Bernie grew a crowd of 30,000. Now I personally believe I love his message, but I don't want him to run. I would have loved for him to run when they were shelving him on the shelf on MSNBC and all the for-profit media to pump up Hillary Clinton. I think that was the prime time for him to win, but I think that he's too old. But I do like that he is getting a progressive message out there. The Democrats always trying to lean into the Republican thinking. The Republicans are not ever going to go with you. It's not about getting the Republicans lawmakers to go with you. It's about getting the people to go with you. And with what they are offering and what they're trying to take from the people, if you guys don't get on message and offer the Americans people's things that they need, these people are so out of touch that they think that if they hold the line of anything that Elon and Musk do, that they gonna go back to their districts and win an election? Because they scared if they don't hold the line, Elon Musk is going to pay for somebody to primary them and get them out of primary them, so they'll be out by the primary. You're going to be out by the primary. Keep on doing what you're doing. So I don't get it. I don't get it. It's crazy to me. They have a better chance by bucking the system and doing what they're supposed to do, their jobs as their constituents steadily are telling them to do when they finally have the nuts to actually show up to one of their town hall meetings. But I don't give a fuck about them. Do what it do. Hold on one second. So yeah. Now Elon Musk is still out here trying to buy votes. You guys may not know this. Let me do you guys know that there is a Supreme Court seat in Wisconsin that Elon Musk has been putting out a whole lot of ads, and he has also did the same thing that he did in the general election. He had people to come out and said that if you sign up for this, if you sign this petition, I will give you $100. And if you bring another person here to sign the petition, you will get another $100. Now, isn't that buying votes? Why isn't that not buying votes? And the reason why this Wisconsin vote is so important is because this guy who is running against the lady, he is a whole MAGA judge. So let me share this with you guys. I know a lot of people may not be aware of this, but let's check this out.
Information has emerged about the Republican candidate for the Supreme Court seat in Wisconsin that's going to decide the balance of power on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. The far right-wing Doge MAGA candidate, a guy by the name of Brad Schimmel. He's been trying to pretend that he's not Doge, that he's not MAGA, that he's not Trumpy. He's trying to run away from it. So we here at the Midas Touch Network, of course, first saw this published by Axios, that Elon Musk's PAC is offering $100 to Wisconsin voters in a pitch against, quote, activist judges. As our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, says, there goes Musk again. He's trying to buy those votes again. And then it became clear to us that really Elon Musk was trying to Dogeify Wisconsin. So we had to look deeper here at the Midas Touch Network into Brad Schimmel's past, look at his social media posts, and we found this. While he claims he's not a partisan, this is what he was doing. He would go to those Trump boat parades, and he would wear shirts like this one that says, Jesus is my savior, but Trump is my president. And here's the thing with someone like this.
Okay, so let me
some new horrifying.
Let me show you another one real quick. It's more shorter and to the point. Being Marcellus does get a little mouthy. He just enjoys this so much. So this is interesting. So in this fight, they are actually lying about people who are canvassing in Wisconsin. They are trying to say that this is a Democrat woman that came up to a house smoking and cursing and asking for someone who was dead, I believe. So they are spewing a whole lot of lies, but let's see how it turns.
You want some clear as day proof that a Republican activist just got caught lying online? Here's a tweet by Republican activist Scott Pressler, who goes by The Persistence. He wrote, "Caught on camera, a Susan Crawford supporter was caught on a Ring doorbell, smoking, cursing, and looking for a deceased voter in Wisconsin. She said, is she voting for the nice lady or the devil? Is this really the best Democrats have to offer?"
Now, Susan Porter is a female who's going up against this Wisconsin Supreme Court judge. So let's finish this.
I hope this goes viral. Well, I hope this goes viral too, because what you didn't take into account is that this wasn't a Democratic door knocker. It was a Republican door knocker. And the way you know that is by looking at the papers that she was holding. This right here is a screenshot of the materials that she was handing out. Look familiar? And if you look here, this is a clearer version of exactly the same document. It is a pro-Trump flyer. If you look at the back, which you can see here in the video, well, a closer iteration of this shows clear as day that this is anti-Susan Crawford material. So either this Democratic door knocker was handing out anti-Susan Crawford material, or Scott Pressler and Republicans just got caught lying yet again. Take all the time you need with that one. And in the meantime, make sure to vote for Susan Crawford if you live in Wisconsin or know someone who lives in Wisconsin on April 1st for the Supreme Court election. You want some clear as day proof that a Republican activist just got caught lying?
I think that's one of the unfortunate things about this no fact checking policies. Let me see if I'm missing. Hey, Shady Bonnet. There are 2 Florida House seats up for election in April. It may flip the House if the Dems win. I haven't heard about that one. Thank you, Shady Bonnet. I'm going to have to go see what's going on over there as well. I haven't heard about those. Hey, Michi Black. How are you doing? 45 and 47 allegedly went to Wharton Business School, although some believe someone else took all of his tests, his testises. Yes, I couldn't remember the name. And that dude said he went to Penn. I'm like, I don't remember. It was something else. Yeah. So, the racism of it all. We're going to talk about Jasmine, the audacity. Jasmine Crockett got more intelligence in her toenail clipping than Trump's entire administration. Now, let's talk about what Pam Bimbo had to say about Jasmine Crockett. Did you hear the threat that she gave Jasmine Crockett? If you didn't, you about to. The audacity. Pam Bundy is a whole do-girl. Let me. Oh no, that's not the Bim. I got 2 of her in here. Oh, here it is down at the bottom. Pam Bimbo threatened Jasmine Crockett. Okay, so let me get up to snuff with it. Here we go. Okay, let me share my screen. Did y'all hear about this? Let me know if you heard about this. Okay, here we go. And check out some of these content creators. They're really good.
New today, a direct message from Attorney General Pam Bondi to a sitting member of Congress for comments about Elon Musk. Let's take a listen.
Now you have this Congresswoman Crockett who is calling for attacks on Elon Musk on her birthday. Let's take him out on my birthday, she says. And yet she turns and says, oh, I'm not calling for violence. Well, she is an elected public official. And so she needs to tread very carefully because nothing will happen to Elon Musk. And we're going to fight to protect all of the Tesla owners throughout this country, and it's this basic safety.
Joining me now is Texas Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, vice-ranking member on the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform and ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. Congresswoman, pardon me. It's always good to see you, my friend. And I'm going to say, I was looking at you on the monitor while you were listening to Pam Bondi. You seem to be not fazed.
I'm gonna play this over for you guys. I realized I was messing with my microphone and you guys may not have been able to hear what she said. It's short. Okay. Let me. Okay, baby. Okay, here we go.
Now you have this Congresswoman Crockett who is calling for attacks on Elon Musk on her birthday. Let's take him out on my birthday, she says. And yet she turns and says, oh, I'm not calling for violence. Well, she is an elected public official. And so she needs to tread very carefully because nothing will happen to Elon Musk. And we're going to fight to protect all of the Tesla owners throughout this country, and it's this basic safety.
Joining me now is Texas Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, vice-ranking member on the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform and ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. Congresswoman, pardon me. It's always good to see you, my friend. And I'm going to say, I was looking at you on the monitor while you were listening to Pam Bondi. You seem to be not fazed at all. The Attorney General there, though, is telling you to tread carefully. I'm curious your response, and have some of these protests at Tesla dealerships gone too far?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to say that I participated in a Tesla takedown. That is the name of the website. And it was all about this large protest that they're calling for. And this is a nonviolent protest that they're calling for. And in fact, when I was on there, which is why the Attorney General had to say that I wasn't calling for violence, and it's ridiculous that I even have to say something like that. But because they are trying to twist our words, one of the things that I told people to do is make sure you are adhering to the laws in your area. Make sure you know what it looks like to protest and to be able to raise your voices and to exercise your constitutional right to free speech. And what we see is that they want to dull our free speech rights. They want to make sure that those that are participating in the press, because we saw that there have been recent attacks specifically on this news organization, they want y'all to kind of tamp down what you say and hopefully buy into the lies instead of going out there and just telling the truth. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see that Elon Musk, that his money as it relates to Tesla, well, Tesla's tanking right now. And I'm okay with that. So just in case the slow people listening decide to clip this up later, I just want to say that I have never promoted violence whatsoever, yet I've also never made excuse for those violent actors such as the ones on January 6th. So Pam Bondi, if you have an issue with terrorism, maybe you should talk to your boss about locking back up those guys that he let out that participated in January 6th.
When Pam Bondi, though, says, tread carefully, what does that even mean?
Yeah. All it means is that she's attempting to get me to say, oh, I'm going to be scared and I'm just not going to say anything, because they are willing to literally break the law. I mean, that's what we've seen them do. They are ignoring court orders. They are ignoring what our own laws are. When we look at things such as impoundment, things like that, this entire administration is rogue. And this isn't about partisanship. I keep trying to tell people that we are living in the time of good versus evil, right versus wrong. And right now, when we are looking at the black letter of the law and they are deciding, I'm just going to ignore it, then they are wrong. That is clear as day. And right now, they are going after anyone who decides that they will challenge them, whether it's the judges that are sitting on the benches, whether it is lawyers that have decided that they were going to represent their clients to the best of their ability, and most of them won against Trump and his administration. Basically, they are trying to get rid of all voices of dissent.
Okay, well, let's pick up on right versus wrong, because a new memo from the Trump administration in part directs the heads of the Justice and Homeland Security departments to seek sanctions against attorneys and law firms who engage in frivolous, unreasonable, and vexatious litigation. I've never used the word vexatious.
And what you will notice about these law firms that he is telling his Department of Justice to penalize, they are all law firms that have something to do with his cases. Like these are the only lawyers in the country. The person that was going to weaponize the Department of Justice because he said that Joe Biden had weaponized the Department of Justice to go after him, and he signed this whole executive order to de-weaponize the Department of Justice, and went right on the Department of Justice floor and told her exactly who to go after, and up into actual law firms. Let's not forget about this. Let me continue.
But there you go, against the United States, or in matters that come before federal agencies. And I remind viewers, you are a trained lawyer. So in your legal expertise, is this memo by President Trump legal?
I mean, listen, he can write as many memos as he wants to write. I mean, a memo is just a memo. But as it relates to the guidance that they are trying to lay out for the Department of Justice, again, this is them going rogue. We already have provisions that lay out when someone should be able to go after someone and determine that they are vexatious or determine that they are bringing frivolous lawsuits, and therefore there should be sanctions. That's normal. I mean, listen, I've got plenty of crazies that love to sue. So I completely understand it. I completely agree with it. And ultimately, it is up to the judge to determine. But here's the thing. The Trump administration is losing. There are over 100 cases going on right now. And what we see is that we've got people like Attorney General James in New York that is winning. So what did he do in retaliation? He decided that he wanted to strip her of her security clearance. Same thing with Alvin Bragg. Alvin Bragg was the one that was able to end up making this president a felon by having the audacity to go forward on these 34 felony cases that now he is convicted of. And ultimately, he was convicted by a jury. And he had the opportunity to have terrible lawyers. He's always had terrible lawyers that lose their bar cards. And just so that everybody knows, listen, you can go and Google Rudy Giuliani. He lost his bar card as well as he lost all of his money. I still have all of my bar cards, so I'm gonna just put that out there. So, who knows what will happen if they continue to go down this road. And I do applaud those lawyers that have worked for the Department of Justice and said, you know what, my oath means something. And so I am going to honor that oath, and I am going to leave this office because I will not violate the law. I will not violate my oath. I will hold on to my bar card. And we will see how many people in this Department of Justice are able to maintain their bar cards if they're going to continue to do these rogue things and ignore judges.
Speaking of people who decide to leave, I'm pretty sure. Hey, Auntie Donna, thank you for joining me. Grand Rising. Thinking people who decided to leave, I am sure none of you, maybe a viewers of you, may have gotten this news. But we'll see what this is all about, because people who are 43 year of age, unless they have some type of illness, they usually don't die of natural causes. Okay, let's see if you guys have heard this story. And I remember seeing her. I definitely remember seeing her talking. I was surprised that she looked so young. Okay. Have you guys heard about that?
Now to the investigation into the death of a former federal prosecutor in Virginia. Police responded to reports of an unresponsive woman and found 43-year-old Jessica Aber at a home in Alexandria, Virginia. She served as U.S. attorney for most of the Biden administration and then resigned the day President Trump took office. More now from ABC's Alex Perche.
Tonight, an investigation into the tragic and unexpected death of a former U.S. attorney in Virginia.
Any additional units to assist fire for the cardiac arrest. Female found in bed, unresponsive, not breathing.
43-year-old Jessica Aber was found unresponsive inside her home by Alexandria police Saturday morning. Sources tell ABC News so far there's no indication of foul play and that the death appears to have been from natural causes. The state medical examiner will determine her cause of death. Attorney General Pam Bondi posting to X, "The loss of Jessica Aber is deeply tragic. Our hearts and prayers go out to her family and friends during this profoundly difficult time." Aber was appointed by former President Biden as the top prosecutor in the Eastern District of Virginia in 2021. She and her staff of roughly 300 prosecuted a number of high-profile cases, including cyber and drug cases. She also prosecuted war crimes in Ukraine.
We at the Eastern District of Virginia are proud to stand with the Criminal Division as part of the Department of Justice's efforts to hold perpetrators of war crimes violations accountable.
Aber resigned.
Okay, so my question is to you guys. It's in the description box. It is titled. You'll be able to find it. My question to you is, if she prosecuted war crimes in the Ukraine, who most likely would she be prosecuting? I need some answers in the chat. War crimes in the Ukraine would mean that she would be prosecuting who, per se? A 43-year-old found with cardiac arrest and she died from natural causes. Who would she have been prosecuting? So, guys, no. Trying to ask you here. Okay. Let me see what you. Thank you, Truth and Reason, Nappy Child. Thank you. Yes, she was young. Natural causes. There's been a lot of people who have just touched things and then found themselves him in Jesus' garment, or the devil's or adjusting the devil's horns just by touching something. Remember that father and his daughter that went to a park, and apparently they had touched something on the benches they were sitting on, and they had gotten poisoned. Okay, so okay, so it has been known to happen a lot. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so let's see what a girl.
Of attacking Social Security is the third rail of American politics. You touch it, and it is a guaranteed political death. Well, we are now witnessing the strongest test we've ever had of that aphorism as Donald Trump grabs that third rail firmly and unmistakably. Trump has announced plans to fire thousands of people who work at the Social Security Administration, more than 12% of its staff. He has released plans to shut down dozens of local Social Security offices across the country. Simultaneously, Trump is also making changes that will force millions more people to have to go to Social Security offices in person rather than dealing with the agency over the phone as they can now. That means millions more elderly people and people with disabilities will be forced to somehow make their way physically to a Social Security office in person if they can find one, because they're close.
Kind of like his Commerce Secretary, 94-year-old mother-in-law.
Closing lots of offices because they will need to get help in person from a Social Security staffer, provided they can find one who hasn't been fired. The Trump administration also wants to give Elon Musk's group of DOJ staffers access to Social Security's database of incredibly sensitive personal information. As we covered here on the show last night, for now, a judge has blocked DOJ from getting that information. Today, Trump's acting director of Social Security responded to that ruling by throwing a tantrum and saying if that ruling stands, he will shut down the Social Security Administration altogether.
Okay. So the judge blocked him for getting access. The temporary guy who's over Social Security said he will close Social Security down all by himself. So he's a temporary guy. And why is he the temporary guy? Because the head of Social Security quit when Elon Musk came and demanded that he allow him into the access to the systems and all the systems that he wanted, including doctor's information and all of that stuff. So he wouldn't give it to him, and he finally wind up quitting. And who happened to give DOJ information? This one who's talking about he'll close down Social Security all by himself because of what a judge has ruled. And then somebody had to pull him by his coattail and said, motherfucker, you was the one who was sneaking that information to DOJ before the other guy got fired. You better go sit your ass down somewhere. So he went and sat his ass down somewhere. These people, now this is somebody who doesn't even have power. And the only reason he has power is because he was going by the real administrators back and leaking shit to DOJ. Are we clear? Okay, so I just wanted to make sure we were clear.
And you don't have to be among the 70 plus million Americans who currently receive Social Security to be mad about any of that, right? Making grandma wait in new lines is not nice, right? Making people like check themselves out of the hospital or the nursing home to somehow make their way to a faraway office that hasn't been shut to wait for hours to do something they used to be able to do on the phone. It's not nice, right? Pitching a fit and saying you'll just shut down the whole administration is not nice. It ought to be obvious, right? Nobody needs to spell that out for you. Unless you're Donald Trump's Commerce Secretary.
Have a good day, Queenie.
I don't know if you saw this today. I feel like in any other moment, this would have been wallpaper all over the American media. But this statement today from Donald Trump's Commerce Secretary about what Trump is doing to Social Security, this tape is such a political disaster. I feel like I almost have to close my eyes because I can't bear to watch it. Just, here you go. Check it out.
Let's say Social Security didn't send out their checks this month. My mother-in-law, who's 94, she wouldn't call and complain. She just wouldn't. She'd think something got messed up and she'll get it next month. A fraudster always makes the loudest noise, screaming, yelling, and complaining.
Howard Lutnick, Wall Street titan, Trump cabinet member, saying that his mother-in-law wouldn't call and complain. She
once again, this man is a multi-billionaire. He is a multi-billionaire. He has more than 1 billion. Okay, so what is he saying here? They have no rational reality of what regular old people have to do. It's unfortunate. I mean, and he had no shame in sitting up there saying that. He probably don't even help his old 94-year-old mother-in-law. He could or he could not. His wife could be sneaking her money on the side. I don't know. But the actual audacity for him to say that if these people who don't have billionaires in their family don't get their check, and they call and see what's going on with their check, they are fraudsters. See, because the only thing about all of this is they have never proven any of the fraud that they are saying that's going on. So they come up with all of these hypotheticals and this, and we found in 130, 150, or 300 years. They have proven absolutely none of the claims that they say. Now, if they had, it would be something different. Hey, Abuse Review.
Hey, I finished up my little thing there. I got my little coins. Yes, that was quick, easy money. Hey, Miss Ronnie King. Yeah.
That's the best kind.
Yes. I wanted to say something. Why I had to go actually drive through a neighborhood, and I know you're talking about this right now, but I think it's kind of related. It was kind of refreshing. I was driving through a neighborhood in Maryland, and I saw some black roofers on the roof.
That's good.
I saw a black handyman in this particular area I was in. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm not I child. Let everybody make their money, but this is a business opportunity for you all. Get y'all kids off of them daggone computers and stuff, and learn them trades and stuff with your grandparents and your fathers and stuff. Go back to what we used to do. The money is there because they can't find the day laborers over at the Home Depot. Pepe and them gone. They scared. Let us as a people, or anybody that's a hard worker, you don't have to be black, and just be somebody just that have a skill.
We want to encourage the young black males and females. Encourage them. You can get on YouTube and learn everything else. Get on YouTube and learn that, and then take your take your little earnings that you get and go get you a license.
Get a license.
Yeah. And
and get a lawnmower. How about that? It's grass season now, y'all. Y'all know Pepe and them. Get your lawnmower business going. Because they ain't there. They can't cut them people's lawns anymore because they scared to go back to wherever the fuck they came from. I'm sorry, y'all. Just the criminals.
Go get you a lawnmower, and then when you get paid enough, go get you an edger. Then you when you get paid enough on your next job, go get you some hedge clippers and stuff. You got to be full service around here. I watched this dude. He started off, he had a Nissan Altima, and he had the hand push lawnmower, and he used to roll that up in the trunk of his car. And he had a YouTube channel where he take a real overgrown yard, and then he clean it up, and he can start getting sponsors, and he started selling merch, and he put his merch. He made his own merch and stuff, like James make his t-shirts and stuff. And shoot, now he got him a riding mower and stuff, but he still go out once a week and do a free yard for the channel. And the transformations are beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but you are absolutely right.
It's a time to get back to what they call it? Not brown collar workers.
It's time to keep those are blue collar workers. It's time
blue collar workers.
In
Come
our
on back.
own community. That's what it's time to. It's time to keep our money in our own community.
Exactly.
I like Miss Toby just had her roof done, and she had her roof done by one of her friends that she's known for a long time. And see, these instead of fucking with trying to see what you can steal off these people's trucks, you ought to ask these people, can they take you up on the roof and help you learn how to do that shit? To make money. Some people make good money. You see them Mexicans used to be around here riding them big ass motherfucking brand new trucks and shit.
Brand new trucks.
These $70,000 trucks. Are you kidding me?
And I'm just going to tell you, just take advantage of the opportunity. If there's any way that you have any money to put into the community, let's go ahead and do it, because they trying to get rid of us. They trying to take away things that we supposed to already have. We built this goddamn country, y'all. And I'm going everywhere, but I looked at the whole thing. I was like, is that a black roofing company? I hadn't seen a black roofing company in a minute. When I tell y'all, because the area that I was driving around in, it's all everybody that's me no speaking no damn English, and they loading up. They do it. Why? I'm sorry. If it's racism, whatever, it's called protect your own and start your own goddamn shit right now. You can get a little business going, a little side hustle and stuff. Especially since the labor is going to be, you can come in here and command. You ain't got to take no $5 an hour, $35 an hour to paint this, to $100 to do this. Anyway. Let me be quiet. Let me go ahead.
Don't be quiet, quick, because you're absolutely right. I definitely agree with you.
Let's take advantage of this. Trump fucking it up, taking everybody. Well, you know what? The criminals, some of the criminals do need to go, but this is a business opportunity to get them kids off of them. They go Game Boys and PlayStations and stuff. Teach them the skills that you grew up with, that your daddy and your mammy or whatever taught you. Mm-hmm. Let's make stuff. Let's take advantage of this situation because they don't care about us. They not like us.
They not like us, and they don't care about. Now, View, I need you to stay up here for 1 second.
Okay, let me go on mute.
I need you to let me know who are we going to have to pray about. We're going to have to pray about this person. I just wonder if you can guess who may we not see around in the beach sector pretty soon. Is my screen sharing?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so
administration to revoke the legal status of potentially more than 500,000 immigrants currently living in the United States. This, as we are learning more about the Venezuelans deported under the 18th century wartime law. I'm joined now by immigration reporter Camila Montoya Galvez to help us unravel all this. First of all, Camila, let's start with 500,000. Remind us again what that program was supposed to do.
The Trump administration, John, is moving aggressively to dismantle President Biden's immigration legacy, and they are now in the process of terminating a process known as CH&V that was set up by the previous administration as...
Hold on. View. I see Cuba. I see Nicaragua. I see Venezuela. And what else do I see? Ness, you in trouble, girl.
Haitians. Oh my God! Oh, and then the people that's not even from Haiti, that's from Africa, that claim they got. I need to be not money.
Home over there in Haiti, like shit. Ness, girl, you call your people. Ness, you better hide. No wonder she up here.
Ness, girl, go ahead and get that lip surgery done, girl, and take your ass on. Try to really simulate, okay, girl. Don't be just because you got a little handicap with your lip and your teeth and shit, acting like you all this and that, girl. You know what? I ain't really got no beef with Ness. I do find her comedy kind of fun. I do this.
I don't either. She thinks she be getting on me with a girl. Shit, you better get it while it's good.
You better get it right.
On the next what is it? Combat plane over to
they coming for you.
Oh, they don't take women in El
Well,
Salvador.
Can she walk down to the thing, the K-leg walk?
She just gonna roll down. She
when they come for you. Bad boys. What you gonna do?
Illegal immigration at the U.S.
I'm sorry, I'm going to hell.
No, so they have revoked it over 500,000 rights from Nicaraguans, Cubans, Haitians, and Venezuelans. These are people, I think that they were previously had a pathway to citizenship. So Ness, baby, keep your head on the swivel. Let's finish.
Right, keep your YouTube check coming.
Mexico border by offering would-be migrants a legal and safe way to come here without the use of a smuggler and without the use of illegal entries into the U.S. About 500,000 people from Cuba, Haiti, Venezuela, and Nicaragua entered the U.S. under that process, which required American sponsorships from people who were citizens or legal permanent residents here. And in the next 30 days, their work permits and deportation protections will be lapsed and terminated by the Department of Homeland Security, which is warning that if these people do not voluntarily depart the country, John, they will be found, arrested, and deported from the country. In fact,
goodbye, Nessie. You're leaving. Listen,
oh my God.
now they're gonna lose their work visas and everything. Now,
Yeah, and natural. We know Ness was born in New York. Ness is messy. Ness is messy as fuck, and she ain't gonna be mad at this goddamn commentary.
And
Natural,
if
so
she is, she can kiss my
yeah,
ass.
fuck her.
Look, also, wait a minute. A View's View, they said you have to have a person who would sign off on you before you came over. So I wonder, since Ness is no longer with her pimp, do she have to get somebody new to vouch for her?
That's why she was trying to get Lemon.
That's probably why they gonna throw her out of the country, because she ain't no longer with that pimp who brought her over here. So I don't know.
You remember when she was swinging on the tree with that one cake leg, swinging on the tree with that lip and shit, talking shit over here? It's Craig. Girl, you better put out some more goddamn characters. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all.
Hey, Natural. Okay, so yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. That's something else that saw that they are doing.
Now she gonna drag us today in her commentary.
I don't give a damn.
POV. You were looking for a recipe online.
Don't drag me. She better drag
that lady.
47. Oh, yeah, that as well. She better drag 45, 47. I ain't doing it to her. Shoot.
Did she vote? Oh, she Republican. Fuck her.
Don't tell me I know she wasn't talking that dumb shit. I wonder if she voted.
I think she was between her and pizza. Bitch, fuck them, both of them.
I
all
know
in jokes.
The Bangladesh. Hey, Natural Lux Diva, how you doing? Y'all love Ness just like she loved y'all.
I think so. Yeah, and it's just what it is. I ain't got nothing. That is what it is. But Miss Ronnie Q, I got another client, but I wanted to talk about the is your passport updated? Are we going to be roommates in Belize? Because I got some points.
Girl, I heard that is a whole big mess going on about that.
She got everybody over. And then she got the people in the Mo 3 people, and then the black sector and the beast and all that. Do they know that you cannot get a passport if you got a felony record? Do they know that? And then it's a whole list of them that's going to be going. They've been to court and jail and prison and stuff. They can't travel freely without a passport. Do they know that?
I hope they know that. And then what is this that she had them to sign a non-disclosure, and if they don't start fundraising, they're gonna owe her $20,000.
$20K.
Now
she laughing.
What good is it? She's such a. I mean, I don't understand. That,
so what she did was she had them. She went on Google and fixed up some paperwork and stuff and sent it to all these people. There's a whole website, the website that is dedicated to her in this trip. It's like a survival type of Belize kind of trip. These motherfuckers, you can't make this up. So she done sent it to these people, and then they sent her a picture. They sent her a photograph, and then she'd make it all pretty and everything. So they have allegedly signed some type of agreement where if they don't fulfill whatever's in there, the fine print, which nobody reads, that they will owe her $20,000. And so she's making all these comments saying, these bitches didn't even know what they signed. They're going to owe me. I'll see you in court, because if you don't pay and do what I need you to do, I'm going to sue you. This bitch is...
Who you suing? Who you suing?
I don't even know.
I hear a lot of them talking about their Section 8. I mean, like, who you suing? Who the fuck is she suing?
When I told y'all that bitch is crazy, I was over somewhere down to the people problem I'm talking about. I don't really know everybody in all the sectors. I just go over there and be nosy and sit down. They let me color and I mind my business. So I listened to one of them. I was over there and Trish got up on there. She was just talking about horrible. She's owner of the beef sector and she runs stuff around here and stuff like that. She's got over 3 channels with over 200, 300K viewers and then she's all this, and then she owns a prison, and then she was having all these awards and things. Now this was 5-6 years ago. The only prize I heard about winning is she sent somebody $40 because they won a YouTube award thing years ago. Mm-hmm. She changed the spelling of the award. Every brochure that came out was grammatically incorrect and just a hot fucking mess, and it looked like it came off the press. Everything she does and says is so delusional, but she's okay to trash people on here. She's trashed me lots of times, but we seen her on here jumping around, dancing like Honest Row with her big goddamn cow titties and shit. Okay, with that goddamn high back ass motherfucking chair. You motherfucking go ahead. Y'all get ready to go on the road. Go ahead.
But listen, see, the thing about this is the story is always evolving. And at what point do people just say, look, bitch, don't hit my panel no more with this dumb bullshit? I mean, this shit this has been her storyline for at least 4 or 5 years now. And it's canceled, but this, that, and it's going to be fabulous. And it's girl, bye. Girl, bye.
Every year.
And
you know, it's
go ahead.
It's not even a storyline that we really are interested in. It's something very extremely delusional. She has this sense of entitlement and this reality where she wants to have this whole sponsorship. I think she's really embedded into social media and these television shows and stuff where she's sponsoring people to go to survival, and we're supposed. What the fuck are people supposed to be surviving? First of all, they can't even survive getting past the goddamn country. First of all, and if anybody goes over there, do you know all this with drugs, organ harvesting? It's just way too much stuff. You think you're gonna travel with some old raggedy old bitch on here on the goddamn YouTube that you don't fucking know? I know y'all motherfucking lying and not delusional. We suck so bad that we don't have nothing else to talk about than feeding this motherfucking ratchet ass, stupid ass bitch, fake as fuck and lies. Oh my God! You know what? I am not a violent person, but I swear, between her and Just Christopher, I see either one of them bitches, I'm fucking them up. Somebody go bail me out of jail. I'm not gonna. I cannot. And I did entertain it 1 year. Okay, I did. I said, oh yeah, Trish. She asked me to be a host. She asked Honest Row to be a host. And then I said, let me go ahead and feed into this little fucking stupid shit. Oh yeah, Trish, I'm going. And then she said, oh, and I'm gonna put you up into this apartment, and then we're gonna be like I'm real homeless on a vacation now. Okay, allegedly that's what I do. Oh, she fed into some goddamn. Okay, anyway, so. She said, and Trish, that storyline has already been done with me. Okay, so no, you couldn't do anything better.
Now the Bushes is a good question. What happened to the inmate's stolen identity? Remember, she said she had to. The FBI was in on it. I mean, had came in because somebody had booked the trip, and they were an inmate in the prison. And come to find out, they stole someone's. What happened? I don't know.
She sleeps. She sleeps with the news on, and I'm gonna tell you, when she wakes up, she sleeps with like 3 news stations going on at the same time. And so when she wakes up, it's like programming. So everything, all lies and all story and scenarios come out of her mouth because it's commentary. This lady is so fucking delusional and psychotic. Okay, that bitch need to be rounded up. She does. Fuck her. Stolen identity.
Somebody ought to tell wait a minute. Somebody ought to tell somebody she from Haitian. Haiti.
Right? Well, you know, they did say that before. But anyway, that like I don't feel bad for anybody in other sectors. If y'all are falling for this lady, we have already tossed that bitch to the side. Okay, she's a loudmouth motherfucking buffoon.
They have been warned. I mean, it's not like don't know. I mean, if they want to believe that, okay, go ahead.
Did you see the website? Did you see her website, Miss
I
Ronnie?
went through the whole website over here on my page twice. I clicked the links. I shared the screen. I clicked the links. Nothing. And the only customer they have is her and her fake companies for trips, for representation. All of it is her shit. I went through it front to back and hit the link, and she was livid. She was livid. I heard she was really a Venezuelan. She will be on the next flight. Grammar and spelling errors all over the place. I know I got you Venezuelan. Okay. So yeah. I can't do it. I can't listen to it. And they just let her go on, and they entertain her, all of that.
And something about some $10,000 and $20,000 for the people that are going and stuff. These people and the people in different sectors, they fighting over, they beefing. They got commentary because they're supposed to be there, and this other person got invited, and somebody got paid. Their doctoring got him cash apps, the little thing or whatever, the receipt. It's a hot fucking mess, and I'm not going. And so anybody that I might have to say, you know what? Hey, I got some friends and connections. I do have some points. But no, I'm not going. I'm not.
Now,
And I mean not going, literally not going. Go ahead.
Who's supposed to be buying their tickets?
I don't even.
Is that part
well,
of the package?
Yeah, she's supposed to be the people that she invited. She's got on the website. She got like maybe 8 people or 7 people or whatever. She's paying the tickets. She's already allegedly paid $10,000 to 1 or 2 people. I don't know. It's a hot mess.
She fuck around and get fucked up by them Mo3 girls. She lost it. It was like 2 or 3. You hear in Belize that these 3 girls who I think it was 3 girls. They got unalived at a hotel in Belize on vacation.
Yep.
Yeah, she fuck around, and she'll.
They don't play.
Yeah. So, all right, viewers of you, I got a couple more stories I got to do.
Yes, ma'am.
You can sit if you want to.
Well, I just sit and be quiet. Let me go make my coffee.
Okay. All right. Let me share my screen. I don't. Here we go. I want to know if you guys heard about this. Musk employees squandered credibility in desperate bid to hold on to ailing Tesla. This is a story that tells you how he went to the working man, the everyday man, who he don't want to have anything, and begged them to hang on to their shares after the big stockholders already sold theirs off. And you'll see the dollar amounts that they sold them off for.
That honestly shouldn't be at all part of reporting about what's going on in the U.S. government. But hey, these are crazy times, so needs must. I mentioned right at the top, this bizarre story about President Trump's top campaign donor, Elon Musk, somehow reportedly being slated for the kind of high-level war plans briefing that no campaign donor should ever be invited to. On the eve of that planned briefing last night, Elon Musk apparently found time to convene an all-hands meeting for employees of his car company, Tesla. They called this all-hands meeting for every employee of the company for 9 p.m. last night. They scheduled it as a live stream event on Twitter, which is owned by Mr. Musk. The live stream promptly crashed and shut down for about half an hour. They eventually apparently got it restarted, whereupon Mr. Musk got online with his employees at his car company, and he begged his employees to not sell their stock in Tesla, which many Tesla executives and board members have recently done. He told his employees that things were about to become immeasurably better, unimaginably better. Quote, what's the most exciting future that you could possibly imagine? Quote, a future of abundance for all, where you could literally just have anything you want. Elon Musk explained to his employees that these unimaginably good times are right around the corner. He told Tesla employees, literally, quote, hang on to your stock. He told them there are times when there are rocky moments, a little bit of stormy weather, but I'm here to tell you the future is bright and exciting. He also told them that they should feel good about these reassurances from him and definitely not sell their stock the way his executives and board members have been. They should really feel good about his assurances about the future because he has such a good track record of his predictions coming true. He explained this to his employees last night, which occasions, I feel like it's only fair, just a reminder of what his predictions have actually been like over time.
Okay, so she's going to go through some predictions about a whole lot of things that he said that never came to fruition. There is also, I also want to, let me make sure there's nothing else I want to show you. I don't want to go through his crazy predictions. Let me see.
Did you buy stock too? Yeah, I love the part where he's like, November, maybe December. Like he thinks it's speaking in 2017, he's like, by November, might be December, but then we'll have it. This was in the following year, in 2018, saying, yeah, actually rescheduled. Now it's going to happen by 2019.
I think probably by end of next year, self-driving will encompass essentially all modes of driving and be at least 100 to 200% safer than a person by the end of next year. We're talking maybe 18 months from now.
So that was him in 2019 saying, no. That was him saying it would all be done by 2019. This was him in 2019 saying, no, maybe it'll be done by 2020. But by then, it's not going to be your own car. By then, it's going to be taxis. The taxis are going to be driving themselves by 2020.
I feel very confident predicting autonomous robo-taxis for Tesla next year.
Autonomous robo-taxis for Tesla next year by 2020. Luckily, by the time none of these things came to pass, when he said they would come to pass, none of us cared because as of then, meaning as of now, we're all living on Mars.
I think if things go according to plan, we should be able to launch people probably in 2024 with arrival in 2025.
Again, he's just doing the math right there. You see him squint. We're gonna be, how long will it take to? 2024, we're gonna be shooting people off to Mars, and they'll get there by 2025. Confident. Here it is, 2025. Mars isn't nearly as hot as I thought it would be. These are the kinds of predictions that he has used to stoke the hype around himself and his companies year after year after year after year.
I had, let me see if I can find this. I also had the clip about the sports car that he lied and said that would be out in 2019. Let me see if I can find it. And I believe it was 200. He had 1,000 people put down $250,000, if I'm not mistaken, for this alleged Tesla sports car that could go up to 250 miles an hour. So he claimed, and that it was supposed to be ready in 2020, and now it's 2025, and the people didn't get their money back. Nothing happened, and the car was never produced. Let me see. Oh God.
A snake salesman. What don't they call it? A snake salesman oil?
Yeah, snake oil. Snake oil. Yes. Did you hear about that? And and also that thing that Canada had where they were giving rebates on electric vehicles, and Tesla on the weekend before that rebate that Canada was giving to the people who had electric vehicles, they said he sold a Tesla every 2 minutes, some large amount of Teslas to get the rebate for himself. And I played the video, and they went to the Tesla dealer, and they wouldn't give them any comment or any information, and they got all of this rebate money from this one dealer, Tesla dealership. So now this is a man who lives on the dime of us, with all of these government contracts, but they don't do anything to these rich people who do this type of stuff.
Nothing.
This shit is crazy.
Three-card Molly.
Three-card Molly. Yes. I can't find it. I'll play it for you guys tomorrow.
Let me get my coffee.
All right, go ahead. So I'm wondering if you guys heard about, unfortunately, let me see. I may be able to find it. 1 second. I may be able. I think it may be under him. I just joined somebody new. Oh, and did you guys hear that Canada said F us? This is what I really want to talk to you about. Canada and the EU said F us, and they are pulling out of the deal that they had to buy some jets from us. They had a deal. Let me see if I can find it. Trump stuns as Canada. Oh, here it is, right here. I definitely want you guys to hear this. How much money that Canada, not China. Did I say China at first? I mean Canada. How much money Canada is leaving on the table because of the erraticness of Donald 45, 47. And they was like, we canceling any plans that we have to do business with you on these fighter jets. They're canceling any business that they're doing with them for submarines. They're getting nuclear powered submarines from the French. They just had a submarine up there recently. Let me play this for you. Muskrat bought Tesla or outsmarted the original creator. He bought it. Yes, he definitely bought it. The same thing that he did with SpaceX. Same thing. He didn't create these things. He bought these things. Okay, that should be a Ponzi scheme or money scam. He was getting money, and the sports car still isn't invented. Exactly. Now that is the Ponzi scheme. But we pay into our Social Security, and he's out here saying this dumb shit. And now, after even his brother, who was one of the on the board of Tesla, sold all of his stocks. Okay, so hey, Grand Rising, Bernice. Now, let me tell you how all this tariff stuff is going to hurt us. The EU is, and they keep on saying that that Trump is trying to pull us out of the United Nations or something like that. I think it was the United Nations. I was like, you'll be a fool. And I told you we're gonna wind up all by ourselves. So the G7 and the EU, they are like, we got to do what we got to do, and we need to get our own stockpile of weapons up, and they are shopping for their weapons. So let me play this for you. I don't, and that's a lot of money. And listen, let's keep it about. Why can't we figure some simple shit out? Why can't we figure real simple shit out? If nothing is done to Social Security, by the time when they are lying and saying that it would be unsolvent, they would still be able to pay out 83% of what the payees are expecting. 83%. But they want to give rich people, they want to extend the tax cut for rich people, which would cost us trillions, multi-trillions of dollars. But they can't figure out that these rich people, they're not going to miss any of this money that we're taxing them. Let's make Social Security solvent. So we won't have, they don't, because they don't care. How much money do you need? And why do you think we going to care about your problems when you're giving us problems? Who was that? It was some politician. I think it was, I can't remember who it was. It was one politician on these tours that's going on around right now. And they say, why do you think we care about what's going on with you guys when people can't buy houses in their own communities because they're all being bought up by hedge funds dealers? Now, I spoke about that. I spoke about that at least 2 years ago. This has been a problem. And they are making the prices of the houses go increasingly higher. Let me present this. I didn't run off on something else. Here we go. Aviu, you still there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm still here. I got my coffee. I'm waiting for my client to call me and do a Zoom thing. But yeah, I'm here. And I might drop off, but I'm still here right now. Hello? Hello? Uh-oh, we can't hear anything.
Said now they got a new prime minister over there in Canada, so he not going for it. I thought you was answering the phone.
I was talking to you.
Okay.
Oh, I sounded so professional. Oh, see, I know now it's all right. Shit, I know how to have my professional. You know, I can code switch in a heartbeat. Go ahead, girl.
Yeah, that's what I thought you was doing. I was just say, View, get on mute. All right, here we go.
In this shifting global security landscape, we'll be watching. Is Canada quietly cutting ties with the US? Nuclear submarines, radar systems, and a chilling message from Ottawa: $60 billion in submarines, $6 billion in radar. A $19 billion F-35 deal on the edge of collapse. One of America's closest allies is quietly stepping out of its shadow. A firm message from Ottawa. The US-Canada relationship is deeply fractured. But this time, it's not about tariffs or immigration policies. It's about nuclear submarines, long-range radar systems, and a total rethinking of national defense strategy without relying on the United States. Canada's new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, a former governor of the Bank of England, declared, "We cannot and should not entrust our national defense to anyone else." This statement wasn't meant to provoke. It was a clear, calculated signal to Washington at a time when trust between the two countries is at its lowest in decades. Nuclear submarines not made in USA. Earlier this month, the French nuclear-powered submarine FS Tourville docked in Halifax, Nova Scotia, just 300 miles from the US border. But this wasn't a diplomatic visit. It was a live demonstration of France's latest naval technology for Canadian.
While this dumb motherfucker out here with Teslas in the front yard of the White House, this is what's going on in the backyard of Canada. Dumb motherfucker.
Right.
Telling us
Right
to
there.
go buy it. The people. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'm like
telling us to go buy a motherfucking Tesla. When they finna buy all these submarines from the French. What are we doing here? Our adversaries can't trust us. And there's another one.
Canadian defense officials. Canada is now preparing to replace its aging submarine fleet in a modernization plan worth 60 billion Canadian dollars, roughly 42 billion USD. They plan to acquire between 6 and 12 nuclear-powered submarines, specifically for long-duration operations in the Arctic, where competition for control is intensifying. In the past, major arms deals like this almost always went to American companies.
Okay, so you remember I said that 45-47 wants Greenland real bad, but you ain't gonna get Greenland because you insulted Canada and you pissed them off, and they gonna be in these fucking nuclear submarines guarding while you bringing out these battleships and thinking you gonna just cruise up and down intimidating somebody. Oh no, they got a plan for you.
This time, France is leading. Backed by its Barracuda-class submarine program and a strengthening defense partnership with Ottawa, long-range radar, choosing Australia over the US. Shortly after, Canada announced a major investment, 6 billion Canadian dollars, into the Jorn radar system, developed in Australia. Jorn is an over-the-horizon radar capable of detecting aircraft and ships up to 3,000 kilometers away by bouncing radio waves off the ionosphere.
Okay, so now they're saying that 45-47 wants to get one of them iron domes over the United States. Well, too little, too late. You gonna do your little tax break for your rich friends and shit. You don't give a fuck about no iron dome, nothing, because y'all got your golden
parachutes.
No, not the golden golden visas to get out of town whenever you want to. Y'all are protected. Y'all, you know you don't give a fuck about us because you ain't trying to do nothing for America. America is so fucking. You look at America, it's our bridges, our infrastructure, our skyscrapers. So many other nations put us to shame. It's just disgusting. And it's just disgusting.
So a dome, and then a wall. A dome. He wants to build now a dome from Canada, and then also the wall.
No, you know the dome is supposed to protect all of the United States, like Israel have that Iron Dome, so it's supposed to defend them if they got missiles coming in, and it'll shoot off anti-missile things to
protect them from the missiles actually striking Israel. Now, so that's the big grand plan. So why is he worrying about a defense dome? Why is he putting these ships in the ocean, fighter ships in the ocean? Why is he over there attacking Qatar? Not Qatar, Yemen. Why is he over there attacking Yemen? You have to understand that this motherfucker is up to no good. And dumb MU. Well, I'm voting for him because there were no wars under him. He already has hit Yemen and Ethiopia. Talking about he's rooting out the enemy. The enemy of who? You can't even be friends with your two next door neighbors. Talking about that they've got an unfair trade deficit, and you was the one who created the motherfucking trade deal to replace NAFTA. Are we serious? Okay.
He really think he is playing Monopoly. He is really playing Monopoly with the world, with everything. And people like MBU and everybody else that was a part of that, I'm not going to vote. The welfare horse with Pizarro, Section 8 bitches, Miss MU with her dumb Jesus jug ass. And these, y'all, I'm babbling. This is my YouTube persona. I have to be very serious in a minute. I'm going to get off here because I feel like I'm going to say something really ratchet. You might not let me back up on here anymore. Thank you, Mr. Chronic Cute.
All right, view. Thank you.
I just adore you. I'm listening, but I'm listening.
You too.
Right. Why let's help this motherfucker skim some money off the government. Okay. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
View.
Yeah.
You can, because they said this tax season they are expecting $10 billion less to be collected from the IRS because of all of the cuts to the IRS. All right. So that's all.
I'm trying to uphold on that. And once I get to figure out how the scam is, I'm gonna share it with y'all allegedly. Okay.
And don't forget all the Mexicans that they sent back over working for real companies. While they did not get Social Security when they got old, they contribute to Social Security because they were getting checks from these corporations that hired them that they're doing nothing to. So the Treasury going to be short that money as well. So all right, you just letting you know.
I might have to go back to work. Okay, all right. I'll talk to y'all later. My black ass back in the office. Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So I'm gonna play this. Because I'm just really interested in this because the obvious stuff is not being paid attention to, in my opinion.
Covering the vast Arctic region in real time. What's striking is this. Canada bypassed all the U.S. defense giants. No Lockheed Martin, no Raytheon, no Northrop Grumman. Why? Because Canada no longer trusts American defense consistency. The Arctic is too critical to leave in the hands of uncertain alliances. Canada wants sovereign surveillance, free of foreign pressure, even from its southern neighbor. F-35 deal under review. Then came the bombshell.
How to open your car door.
Hold on. Let me, this is the last thing about the planes that I want you guys to hear. Let's get past this commercial. Okay.
Now reconsidering its $19 billion contract to buy 88 F-35 fighter jets from the US. The agreement was signed in 2023, and Canada has only paid for the first 16 units so far. But now, the government is reviewing the entire deal and may switch suppliers. Defense Minister Bill Blair called it a necessary strategic decision to protect Canadian sovereignty. But analysts are calling it what it really is: the strongest warning Canada has sent to the Pentagon in over 30 years. NATO allies are watching, and this shift isn't isolated. Just weeks ago, Portugal canceled its own F-35 procurement, citing unpredictable U.S. foreign policy as a key risk for NATO unity. Portuguese Defense Minister Nuno Melo made it clear, we must rethink our reliance on a partner whose positions change too quickly. And that's the heart of the issue. Can a unified defense system survive when its central pillar becomes volatile and erratic? A post-NORAD era? For decades, NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, was a symbol of unshakable trust between Canada and the US. But behind closed doors, Ottawa is quietly building alternative systems, from Australian radar to French submarines and more European tech contracts. Canada is not just diversifying suppliers, it's restructuring its entire defense ecosystem, piece by piece. This is not just procurement, it's a strategic realignment.
Breaking overnight, President Trump enacting sweeping new tariffs on steel and aluminum, 25%.
Okay, so they're showing you what they are responding to. I would suggest you guys check this out. It is in my description box. So they better hurry up and get his insane ass out of that White House. Imposing tariffs on products without American alternatives. Yeah, exactly. Not to mention take breaks for gentrification, qualified opportunities. I'm glad you mentioned something about that. Now, there is also a story about 4547 is going to give away some national lands to people to allegedly build low-income housing. You know, some of our state parks and some of our all of the real estate that is that they have sectioned off as state parks and Grand Canyons and all of that. Let me see if I can find that real quick. And allegedly to be a low income housing. I think they said about 7 million. Public lands. Okay. Now, the public lands. And coincidentally, why is it? Of course it is. But of course it is. We're going to play this. Let me get past the commercial and we will play this one. But of course it is an idea of Project 2025. But of course it is. Let me share my screen with you guys. This is, and I also have, I'm going to share, it's in my description box. It is a Project 2025 meter where you can go on the page on the website and you can look up any agency and you can see what percentage of Project 2025 objectives have been met. Overall, in this less than 100 days, over 42% of Project 2025 objectives have already been met. I told you about the architect of Project 2025 said he couldn't be more thrilled because he did not expect it to go through this quickly. Remember, prior to the election and after the election, I was telling you that they had a fourth rail for the first 180 days, what they wanted to establish, but they would not talk about it with the Congress. So here's another thing. Project 2025 is a nightmare for Americans' public land. And if you Google it right now, allegedly this is what 4547 is proposing under the guise of making low-income housing. So we are to believe that who you making this housing for when you trying to throw all these people off your job? Now, thank God that the judges have overruled them and they have to bring back over 24,000 people who were hired forced to resign and put on leaves, and they cannot do any job actions against them per the courts. So why are we still fucking with Elon Musk? He done ruined his company. His company has gone down who is hiring this guy? He did all these firings and got to bring all these people back. And is it not rumored that he is? Well, he said, we heard him say for himself that he's on ketamine. And when Don Lemon did an interview with him, he asked him, "Do you think you use a little bit too much of it?" He said, "I don't know." So obviously that means you're not taking it as is prescribed, as you say. But let's listen to this. I'm sorry. I'm just going on and on.
Is a nightmare for America's public lands. It proposes large-scale oil and gas drilling and mineral extraction, rolling back protections of critical habitats and species, the repeal of one of America's most important conservation laws, and wholesale cuts to staff and budgets across America's federal land management agencies. In this video, I'm going to walk you through Project 2025 and hopefully convince you of the dangers it poses to America's public lands. All right, let's start out with some context for what Project 2025 even is. Essentially, Project 2025 influence on how a large chunk of land in the United States would be managed. And for parks and public lands lovers, it does not look good. For one, the chapter on the Department of the Interior is written by none other than William Perry Pendley. Some of you may recognize him as the former acting head of the Bureau of Land Management during the first Trump administration. And I say acting because he was never confirmed by the Senate, and many of the actions he took in that role were later deemed to be illegal. In addition to his stellar record of public service, Pendley was a lobbyist for the oil and gas industry before he worked in the administration. So it should come as no surprise that he heavily catered to them when he was in office. He has an intense disdain for public lands, does not believe in climate change, and wants to repeal the Antiquities Act. Again, this is the man that wrote the chapter on the Department of the Interior. So let's see what fun things he recommends for America's public lands. Right off the bat, in no uncertain terms, Pendley makes it abundantly clear that his priority for the next Republican administration is maximizing fossil fuel extraction from America's public lands. This should come as no surprise given his background and actions during the last Trump administration, but you can expect this priority to be way more amplified this time around. In addition, Pendley freely admits that, quote unquote, the section on energy in its entirety was written by Kathleen Segama of the Western Energy Alliance, an oil and gas industry group, Dan Kish of the Institute for Energy Research, a think tank long skeptical of human-caused climate change, and Katie Tubb of the Heritage Foundation, again, the conservative think tank funding and organizing Project 2025. So they're not exactly trying to hide anything here. It is out in the open, plain as day, what the priorities are here. Specifically, Pendley calls for a host of rollbacks of Biden administration policies designed to address climate change and transition away from fossil fuels, along with the reinstatement of Trump-era energy dominance policies designed to extract the maximum amount of fossil fuels possible out of America's public lands. He wants to expand both onshore and offshore oil and gas lease sales, drill in previously off-limit sensitive areas like the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, the National Petroleum Reserve, the Boundary Waters Canoe Area, the White River National Forest, and the buffer area surrounding Chaco Culture National Historical Park. He recommends cuts to staffing and budgets for federal land management agencies, instead favoring state management of these resource lands.
Okay, so hold on. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat for this, and I'll add it to the description box. So states, they have a lot of stuff on their hands. I'm going to show this short clip for you guys. It's only 1 minute. So check that out. Let me show this to you as well about the land sale, public lands, federal lands. Okay.
Interior help address the housing crisis in areas like, as is the case in my state, where the presence of federal land often inhibits community needs.
Well, I understand that one of the great challenges we're facing in this nation right now is housing affordability. And in my discussion and friendship with Governor Spencer Cox of your state, know that it's a high priority for him and for the state. I think there are opportunities for us to accomplish both. I mean, like I said, we're in a time of abundance when we've got federal lands abutting urban areas, and we maybe have other areas that maybe need to be protected, like we've done in North Dakota as governor. Sometimes we've done land swaps. So we trade state land for private lands to provide better outcomes for both of those pieces of land. And I think there certainly are opportunities here. Public lands in general, some like the national parks, absolutely, we need to support and protect every single inch of those. But in other cases, we've got a multiple use scenario for our lands. And I believe there's pathways we can find, particularly in states like yourselves and others that have 50, 60% or more of your land held by the federal government, that we can find appropriate solutions to help address the housing. Look forward to working with you on that.
So right now, just to
So you can check out the rest of that video, and this is the last video I'm going to present to you, since they are trying to tear down the Department of Education. And we understand that one of the things, 83% of schools, public schools, are funded by the state, but the Department of Education also funds Pell Grants. It also makes sure that people, disabled students, are able to go to school and get an education, and it also make sure that people are not people's civil rights are not being violated. But they don't care about civil rights. They got rid of that. They don't care about any of that type of stuff. So they figured that the states could handle it. So this is what one senator said as far as a parent's concern about special needs children in public schools being handled by the state. Did I just hear that? Okay. Parents outraged over a senator's comment. Okay, so this is my last thing that I'm going to share with you. I have a couple of more links that I didn't get to, but check this out.
Did I just hear that? At first, it was in disbelief. I was like, did I just hear that correctly?
Lakota Schools parent Dana Richardson was at the most recent school board meeting. She was shocked to hear this comment from State Senator George Lang, who called into the meeting to discuss school funding.
We know for a fact, and I'm going to make the numbers up. Don't hold me that these numbers are right, but we know for a fact that it costs more to teach a student with severe disabilities. I'm going to make a number up. Let's say that cost is $50,000 a year. It may be 20. I don't know. Compared to.
So if you don't know, why did you come to this meeting unprepared? If you don't know, so he's making up a number. He's ill prepared. Is this what? Okay, so this is where we're starting from. Okay.
A student who is comes from a family with, don't know, compared to a student who is comes from a family with loving mom and a loving dad who put education at a high level. It costs a lot less to educate those students.
It was the insinuation.
Okay, so he said it costs more to teach a child with severe disability. So he said approximately $30,000 more. And then he compared that with somebody who had a loving mom and excuse me? So you feel that just because the child had severe disability, that's what he said, that they don't have a loving mom? Is that what we're, okay, let me play this again. Pay attention right here, please.
Teach a student with severe disabilities. I'm going to cost more numbers up. Don't hold me that these numbers are right, but we know for a fact that it costs more to teach a student with severe disabilities. I'm going to make a number up. Let's say that cost is $50,000 a year. It may be 20. I don't know. Compared to a student who is comes from a family with loving mom and a loving dad who put education at a high level, you know, it costs a lot less to educate those students.
It was the insinuation that parents who have children with special needs don't love their children as much as parents who have neurotypical, normally developing children.
I took parent concerns to State Senator Lang, who responded in a statement. He said, quote, "Let me be clear that I did not say or intend to say that children with disabilities do not come from loving homes. With that said, we have to recognize that every child learns differently and brings unique circumstances to the classroom. As a result, the cost to educate each child will not be the same, but we have a responsibility to provide every student with an equally high quality education. That's what I'm fighting for."
Okay, so we have the obligation. So does that obligation also include segregating the children off into a school or with just special needs students, tucking them away somewhere? Or does that include making room for your special needs students in the school that they should be going to? We see how callous he was. Like the regular students have loving mother and father who cares about education. Well, it seems like the special needs student is mother and father are really going to have to be concerned about what education that they will receive from these states, being that callous. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. The link is in my description box. Please peruse it at your convenience. And thank you for helping me reach my goal. Outspoken one, I appreciate you. If I missed someone else, I apologize. Let me see. I think. So keep your eyes peeled out for any new events coming this way or that way. Okay, let me see. Is there anything else that I wanted to share? Yes. Okay. I definitely want to say share this with you. The Insurrection Act of 1807 is a United States federal law that empowers the president to deploy the U.S. military and federalized National Guards troop within the United States in specific circumstances, such as to suppress civil disorder, insurrection, or rebellion. So let's be clear. I know that we all understand that all of these with executive orders, taking away the rights, removing Black people from the importance and the things that Black people have contributed to the United States, all the way through the military, taking down their accomplishments, and then when putting them back up under a caveat that says DEI, as if they didn't accomplish these things. There was no DEI when a lot of this stuff was done. So they took all of the pictures out of the military, took all the pictures down that represented great Black people in the military and put them back up with DEI, as if they were DEI people in World War I, in World War II, and all of the years before DEI. So, and the Should we pardon Derek Chauvin? And if a pardon ain't gonna get him out of jail anyway, should we're going to repeal the Segregation Act, but there's federal laws that says that you can't segregate anyway. So if it is, why you want to do it? Because they want to get us upset in the street, and therefore, let's be clear that in Project 2025, there is within this 180-day plan to actually, in the book, if you read Project 2025, this is one of the things that they are saying that they will be able to do to enact all the policies that they want to within the first 180 days of Project 2025. So this is definitely, I want you guys to understand. I think that they are trying to get us to go out there and protest these things, but be wise. Let the people who act like they didn't know that Project 2025 was a real thing, let them go out there and protest it. Now, also, I want to don't forget that I have this Project 2025. Where is it? Where is my Project 2025 meter? I don't see it. Listen, okay, I'm gonna have to add. Let me. I want to drop it in the chat for sure, because I want you to have this meter for Project 2025, so you can go look. And if you want to go under any different area like education, like HUD, whatever, you will be able to see how much of the Project 2025 agenda has already been accomplished. Like I said, in total, they're saying 42% of Project 2025 has already been enacted. Okay, here it is. Let me copy it. Let me make sure you guys can get it. Let me make sure it shows up in the chat. Thank you, Auntie Donna. Let me hit on that link. I thought I had it. Hold on. I thought I had it in my notes already. Let me make sure it's a work. Yes, it's a working link. Okay, so there it is. I wanted to make sure I had gotten all the links. So please check out that Project 2025 meter. And I will be sure to add it in my description box as well. Thank you guys for joining me today. And please hit the like button if you have not hit it. Share. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Thank you, viewers of you, for coming up. And thank you guys for being here. I hope you have a great day. God bless you and good night. Good day, good night. Good day, I mean. I apologize.
Grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie in the morning while I'm driving. Ronnie, I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.